FDMG!
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Umar Johnson. I am a certified school psychologist.
Hi, Dr. Umar. I'm so happy that you're my principal. I love FDMG. Can you tell me about the school?
We are going to make history. We are going to shock the world. We are going to transform the entire community, one black boy at a time. In this school, you don't have to worry about special education. In this school, you don't have to worry about ADHD diagnoses. In this school, you will never get a phone call from a teacher or an administrator telling you that your child needs dangerous psychiatric medication in order to get an education.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's 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 coming. Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's twerking.
And I appreciate y'all's presence. I need my glasses. Okay. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's show. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you get into the archive when you have some time and check it out. It's worth the time. Today, I want to get into a video, and I don't really like doing these types of videos dealing with Umar, where he has people call in, or they, he's on Instagram and people, he says tap in, and they quote unquote tap in, and then they have these conversations. In general, I don't like to do those types of videos simply because sometimes the people who call in, I don't know. I'm not disparaging them. I'm just saying that the fact that they're talking to Umar and then how stuff kind of goes left. Oftentimes, Umar, he's running game on these young ladies, this type of thing. And then things tend to get to, the sexual exploitation part. In terms of verbally, we see that too with Umar in these live streams. And it's never really about anything of consequence. Now, I haven't watched this video, but I can say that up front, that at the end of the day, by the time we get through maybe the first one, there's two videos. I don't know if we're going to get through both. But by the time we get to the first one, I'll be able to tell you conclusively that this is not anything substantive, and it has nothing to do with opening up a school for black boys. See, Umar Johnson spends more time on social media than he does up at those abandoned buildings actually doing work. Now, he'll go up there from time to time, but that's just to get money. The thing I've realized is that Umar only goes up there to those abandoned buildings when he needs money. That's it. When he needs people to send him cash apps, he'll go up there. When he needs people to send him PayPal, he'll go up there. When he needs people to send him checks and money orders to his PO box, he'll go up there. But outside of that, he doesn't go up there. He's either inside of a hotel room, or he's at an airport, or he's in a rental car driving around. I just want people to think about that, especially Umar Johnson followers. If in fact he's saying that he's going to be opening up a school, he's been talking about it. In the documentary, I can go back to 2008 where he's talking about it. The idea of FDMG. He conceptualized it in 2005. No, it's 2010. That's what I can get. He conceptualized it in 2005, but you start to see online receipts where he starts to talk about it. And then from like in and around 2009, 2010, and then all the way up to current. And there was a time back in 2014, 2015, 2016, where Umar was talking about it all the time. These days, not so much. So I'm gonna tell you all right up front that these conversations that he's going to be having, I guarantee you, it's not going to be centered around organizing anything so that he can push this FDMG project forward, so that ultimately he can open up this school. And it should be an accredited, fully functional school. Okay. All right. Thank you all again for tuning on in. I want to do, we did this yesterday. Let me see if I can do this again here. There is a new feature here on YouTube for, well, let me see. No, I don't see it. No, it's not on here. Yeah, I'll look. Once I start playing the video, I'll see if I can find it. I don't see it on here. But anyway, there is a poll. The poll question today is, do you think that a so-called black leader, and I put that in quotation marks, should be sexually exploiting black women? Let me read it again. Do you think that a so-called black leader should be sexually exploiting black women? And so far, 92% say no and 8% say yes. I don't know why anyone would say yes. I think it's just people that, maybe Umar Johnson supporters or people who want to be contrarians. Maybe they're trolling. But in my opinion, without even getting into the video today, it's not even necessary. I can tell you that no, a so-called black leader has no business sexually exploiting black women. These days, they have no business sexually exploiting black men, because it could be a woman black leader, it could be a male black leader. In the case of Nature Boy, they shouldn't be sexually exploiting men and women, if you guys catch my drift. However, Umar gets a pass. The vast majority of his interactions with women, it's not about opening up a school. It's about flirting. It's about talking sexually explicit talk. It's about talking relationships, and oftentimes it's about talking sex. Okay. He calls it crushing cookies. He'll talk about pina colada, mocha fudge, hot brown sugar, and sugar crisp. I don't know. He's not talking about opening up a fully functioning accredited school. Okay. So let's be clear about that. In my opinion, I can say it right now that leadership is not about exploiting black people, and it's definitely not about sexually exploiting black women and financially exploiting black people and financially exploiting black women, in particular single black mothers. I mean, you really have to be an individual who is sociopathic to be able to do that consistently. And in the case of Umar, to be able to do this now for over 15 years, that's a long time. That's a really long time. And now he's 50, still living in his mama's closet. All right. Okay. So let's get into this. How's it going, DD? Hope you're doing all right. And Ayo Jojo's in the building, as well as Black Anonymous and Saggy Bob, FDMG Family Money Gone. That's the one that people use the most. What's up, KKC? Hope you're doing all right. Did you vote yes? Vix, I hope you didn't vote yes. Business before match. That's what Umar said that one time, and then we clowned him. He stopped saying it. You guys remember that? Let me fix my camera too. I didn't adjust this. I think I got the exposure up. No, actually, I think it's my lighting. I need to fix this over here. That's what it is. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me do this. Yeah, it's this lighting. It's this light over here. Yeah, give me 1 second. Hey, what's up, QTZ? Thanks for tuning on in. he was just playing. Balls are still in the building. What's up? Thank you for tuning on in. All right, politics. But yeah, that's another one, ESP, that Umar Johnson says. He says that a lot. Yeah, Umar's an interesting character. He really is. Okay, let me fix this real quick before we get into the video for today. And I don't think we're going to need to be here that long. I don't think we need to watch both. Maybe we'll skip through the second one a little bit. But this is a video from about 2 weeks ago. Let me pull this up right here. And you guys can already guess, Umar, he's not up there doing anything of consequence. He's sitting inside of a hotel room lazy, as always.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Yo, Dallas,
Yeah.
Texas, King Kong is in the building. Dallas, Texas, King Kong is in the building. Dallas, Texas, King Kong is in the building. Yo, Tyrese, Genuine, I need some tickets to the show tomorrow night, Cannon. I just
Everything's free.
heard that
wants
Belle
everything
Biv
for free.
DeVoe and TTG are going to be at the American Airlines Arena here in Dallas, Texas. BBD in
Listen, y'all, I think Umar was turning the heat down. Straight up. He was turning that heat down, and he was in that dark hotel room. He had nothing else to do. Someone said it earlier that he ain't got no friends. It's true. he up there in that all lonely inside that hotel room, and he was turning that heat down. Y'all think he was turning the heat down? Hit the one. I think he was in there turning that heat down bad. This guy, Umar, he a trip. This is y'all's principle. Listen, Victor, I think he was in there turning the heat down. That's what I think. Yeah. What kind of principal gets online in a dark, dingy hotel room, just got done turning the heat down, asking for concert tickets to Belle Biv DeVoe? You got to be out. That's crazy. What's up, Quantum Time? Yeah, I think he was turning that heat down. That's how it's going, Barry. How's it going, Vika? How you, JoJo? Like, how's it going, Black Anonymous? Thanks for tuning on in. The white man. What in the world? Carlita. Yeah, he was okay. Let's keep going. How's it going, Matt? Matt Hess. Here we go.
BBD and TTG. Tyrese, Tank, and Genuine. Belle Biv DeVoe tomorrow at the American Airlines Arena in Dallas. Tyrese, I need some tickets, bro. Tyrese, hit up your brother. I need some tickets. Front row. King Kong Consciousness is pulling up tomorrow in Dallas, Texas at the American Airlines Arena for the Belle Biv DeVoe Tyrese, Tank, and Genuine concert. In Silk. Shout out to Silk. Silk going to beat it. I need some tickets. I need Tyrese, Genuine. Get at me. Y'all know my number. I need some tickets, fam. 2 tickets. I'm going to pull up with one of the queens. 2 tickets. I'm going to pull up with one of the queens. 2 tickets. I'm going to pull up with one of my Texas queens. I need 2 tickets.
Umar, man,
I need 2 tickets. Anybody?
He's supposed to be the most requested scholar. This guy, he hired in a
got an extra ticket for BBD and TTG. Hit the Prince up. Hit the Prince up. Any queens free tomorrow? Any of my Texas queens? Any of my Dallas Fort Worth queens free to accompany me tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Are any of my Dallas Fort Worth queens free to accompany the Prince of Pan-Africanism?
Yeah, Umar, I was thinking about that today. He doesn't know how to take care of himself. And even if you go back to older videos, everything is about what he needs. He needs other people to do things for him, but he doesn't do anything for anyone else except to run his mouth. See? That's all he do. Yeah, it's I need. That's all he do. Oh, yes. Okay.
TTG concert tomorrow in Dallas. Oh, yes. I'm pulling up, and I'm going to take the mic. After they do their concert,
there you go.
We're going to have a lecture. After they do their concert, I'm going to take the mic, and we're going to have a King Kong power lecture at the American. Who dares me to?
This is what I mean by the head movies. We were talking about this yesterday. He's talking about going to this concert. He wants someone to send him 2 tickets for free. Okay, he's sitting up here high as a kite, in my opinion, inside of a hotel room in the dark, live streaming. He can barely keep his eyes open. This guy, we say they faded. He's so faded. And yet in his warped, delusional mind, he's figuring I'm going to somehow get a hold of the microphone, bum rush the stage after the concert, and then give some sort of a lecture. Did you guys know that Umar, he used to do that though at different functions, like community events, and he would talk about it as if he was the headliner, but he's not even on the paperwork or nothing. But he knows someone, and in some cases he knows someone who knows someone who knows someone who is like one of the event organizers, and then they'll put a word and say, can he have 5 minutes? And so Umar would attend, but he would promote it as if he was the headliner and it was his event. It ain't got nothing to do with him. See? But then when he gets on stage, they give him like 5 minutes. He starts talking for 10, 15, some cases 20. You can see people in the background like trying to get him off the microphone. He keeps running his mouth and running his mouth. That's the most requested scholar. See, but in his mind, he thinks that way. He's an opportunist. And in other words, if there's a rally for someone who was shot by the police, he'll want to be there in order to promote himself and hopefully get on stage, take the mic and run his mouth, even though it's not his event. In some cases, he'll promote it as if it's his event. Another example is the young I can't remember how old he was. So let me just say that the teenager who was special needs, and one of the teachers or staff or something took away his video game. I can't remember what it was, something. It was all in the news and everything. Was it Brendan Deppa? Is that the guy? I think that's his name. It might be something else. I can't remember. But anyway, there's this graphic video of this teenager attacking this teacher, and he could have killed her like easily. And then other teachers had to jump in to kind of get him under control. But he literally could have killed that woman. Anyway, Umar, he takes it upon himself to go down there and travel down there as if he's doing anything. He even took a picture with the young man or the older teenager's adopted mother, who was a white woman. I mean, you don't get much more. That's what you call clout chasing. You don't get more egregious than that. So in this case, this is what Umar is doing in his mind. At least he's conceptualizing that if he goes to this concert, even though he's not going to go, he wants free tickets. But if he does go, he's going to somehow bum rush the mic, and he's going to get all the attention put on him, and then he's going to give some sort of a lecture. Okay, that's the delusional thinking of Umar Johnson. Okay.
Get up there and take the mic. Who did? Once they done, because I want to see my brothers perform. Once they done, I'm grabbing the mic, and I'm going to turn the joint out.
Yeah, that's what
garbage shit.
Yeah,
Y'all
thanks,
feel
KKZ.
me? I'm going to turn the whole American Airlines.
I'm sorry, I almost said it. This guy, he said some garbage shit. Yeah, he high, boy. KKC, you need to get your boy. He on some good. It ain't just some regular thing. He on some good. He said some garbage shit. Wow. That was a Nintendo Switch. That's what it was. Umar crazy. I gotta hear that again.
Because I want to see my brothers perform. Once they done, I'm grabbing the mic, and I'm going to turn the joint out on some Garvey shit. Y'all feel me?
Umar, what's wrong with you, man? You got to get it together, bro. That's KKC's principle. That's KKC's principle. Not mine. All right, let's keep going.
I'm going to turn the whole American Airlines arena out on some pro-black Queens Forever, Snow Bunnies Never shit. Do y'all feel where I'm coming from?
What? This guy is, he's from
Dallas, Texas. Do y'all feel where I'm coming from? Don't dare me, family. I'll take that mic and turn it out.
What's up, Seth?
I'll take that mic and turn it out after my brothers perform. What else is going on in Dallas tomorrow? What else is going on in Dallas, Fort Worth tomorrow? What else is going on in Dallas, Fort Worth Friday night?
Yeah, it doesn't. he was turning that heat down big time. I mean, he was turning that heat down in that corner of that. He was under the bed turning that heat down. He literally climbed under the bed to turn that heat, because so that's what they do. They'll go under. No, I don't even understand why they do that. Well, I mean, why do you go? They'll go in the closet. They'll go in the bathroom and lock the door. No, sometimes they'll go under the bed. Just well, Umar, boy, he out there. Andre just was laughing earlier. Thank you so much for the super chats. Sagey Bob sent in a super sticker. Thank you so much. Lewis X says the most requested always has a request. Yeah, that's the fascinating thing about Umar. He claims to be the most requested, but he begs for everything, including venues, speaking engagements. He begs for them. And guess what, everyone? Lewis Luck, here we go. Winter is coming. Y'all know what that means? Quick question chat. You know what that means? Winter's coming. And when winter comes, it's the same routine with Umar. See, when it starts to get too cold, because he doesn't like the cold, he's admitted it. He just has a very difficult time in the cold. When that cold starts to hit, he tries to get speaking engagements so that he can have a hotel room and a hot meal. I want people to really think about this. This is your principal. This is your leader. This is the person who some people think it's okay for him to sexually exploit Black women. Okay, people, be very clear about that with Umar. Right now is the time where he's trying to find venues. He's trying to get speaking engagements. I mean, he in his own mind, he's conceptualizing this fantasy delusion of bum rushing the stage at a Jodeci concert or wherever it is, and he's gonna do that Garvey shit, as he says. See, but he claims to be the most requested. But he's the most steady beggar. He's the most steady straight begging. That's what he do. See? And that's what he's doing here. And see, now that we're getting into close to winter, he's going to do this more and more. Mark my words. Thanks. So it's like, I don't want to feel anything Umar is coming. Yeah. Okay. That's well said. All right. There is, and thanks for the super chat, user 225. There is a poll. Do you think that the so-called Black leaders should be sexually exploiting Black women? 90% say no. 10% say yes. If you haven't voted yet, please get your vote in as soon as you can. I'd appreciate it. And then let me see if I can do this now, because I don't think it was working earlier. No, that's not it. Maybe it's right here. No, I don't see, I guess it's just not here anymore. That's really weird. The interface is a little bit different over here too, but it is what it is. It's all good. Okay, let's get back to the video. Here we go. And thanks, user 225. Here we go. Yeah, let me go turn this water off over here.
I heard they not gonna let Puff out family tomorrow. What else is going?
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Feel where I'm coming from? Dallas, Texas. Do y'all feel where I'm coming from? Don't dare me, family. I'll take that mic and turn it out. I'll take that mic and turn it out after my brothers perform. What else is going on in Dallas tomorrow? What else is going on in Dallas, Fort Worth tomorrow? What else is going on in Dallas, Fort Worth Friday night? I heard they not gonna let Puff out until the trial begins. I heard Puff can't get out of jail until the trial begins in the spring, family. I'm only high on the ancestors, my beautiful African sister. Wait a minute, is that an African queen? Was that pina colada? Was that African lemonade? Was that butterscotch? Was that buttercream? Or was that Snow Bunny?
See, Umar, I'm sorry, my mic I was muting my mic on accident. I was cleaning my chair too because it had some, it looked like chicken grease. It wasn't, but that's what it looked like. My kids, they be sitting in it. One of my sons, he'd be on here making beats. Anyway, I was saying, even his audience, they recognize that he's high.
Trial begins. I heard Puff can't get out of jail until the trial begins in the spring, family. I'm only high on the ancestors, my beautiful African sister.
See, I mean, his own audience, they recognize that he's high. I've been telling people for a long time. A lot of people don't want to admit that, but I've been telling people for a long time. What I mean by that is that there are a lot of people, they don't want to admit that Umar has a substance abuse issue. I mean, I can pull up a receipt right now that'll blow everything out the water. I'm going to save it for the documentary, though. I want everyone, today is October 30th, 2024. And I want you to remember this moment right here, where Umar's obviously he's high and he's inside of this hotel room, and his audience even recognizes it and they calling him out for being high. And I want you guys to remember me saying that I have the receipt that will blow it all out of the water. I mean, I have other receipts too, but I have something else that I've never shown that is very much closer to home. I'm saying too much already. Okay? Closer to home dealing with Umar. Okay, not my home. And I'll share that inside the documentary at some point. Okay, but remember this moment. Okay, because when we premiere the full version, when we get to that point, I'll be in the chat room as we're watching it live, and I'm gonna tell you guys, remember that moment on October 30th of 2024 when I told you guys to remember. Well, here it is right here. Okay, mark my words. I got the keys. I got the receipts. Lewis says he just needs to make a sign that says we'll lecture for food and stand on the freeway. I mean, he could. I mean, Lewis Stark, I know it's funny and we're joking, but there's truth to that. And I want everyone to not miss this important part of this, that if you really think about it, Umar's need to get speaking engagements is really about his need to get room and board. And these days, he admits that it's free. These are free events. And in some cases, he's not even getting paid. So, but he will work and he will go and do these I say work loosely, but he will do these speaking engagements, in some cases for free. But what do they give him in return, Lewis? Look what they give him, like you're saying. I don't want people to miss the point. It's funny, but they give him room and board. They give him a place to stay and sleep, and they give him food, a hot meal. Now, am I saying that has always been the case? No, it hasn't. That wasn't always the case. And I'm always fair with Umar. Okay. But that wasn't always the case. There was time he was raking in so much money on the lecture circuit. I can pull up the timeline and show you guys exactly when that started in full. I think it was in 2000. I want to say 2010, 2011. He actually admits that. I have the old videos of that inside my notes. It wasn't like that back then. Back then, he was making a lot of money speaking. He was speaking to sold out crowds, standing room only. I mean, these large buildings too. But over the last, you guys know this, over the last couple of years, it's just dwindled to the point where, I mean, he's doing little rinky dink hole in the walls and there's like 10 people, 12 people there. And if they're paying him, they're not paying him much. But what do they do provide for Umar, which is very important for Umar because he's homeless. Well, they provide him with room and board. So yeah, you're right, Lewis. He could actually go stand on the highway and hold a sign that says we'll lecture for food, because that's in essence, that's what this comes down to. It's not about uplifting Black people. If you go listen to Umar, when he go watch any of these videos where he's speaking, it's not about uplifting Black people. Most of the time he's talking shit about Black people. It's nothing that's progressive. It's nothing that's uplifting per se. It's just talking shit. He's a professional shit talker. That's what he does. And I'm gonna say this, there's a lot of people that went down that path, especially as they got older, who earlier on in their career, they were more like Black activism, but as they got older, they just became professional shit talkers. And there's quite a few people, even to this day, that back in the day, they were kind of held in high esteem, but now they're getting older and they're just professional shit talkers. And people love having those types of people on their platforms. It's something that's, in my opinion, it's unique to the Black community that we find this dynamic taking place, where these individuals, they're brought on because they talk shit. Well, that's where Umar, but Umar, he's doing it so early at the age of 50. These other people, they're doing it at 60, in some cases 70 years old. I mean, I can say names, but I'm not going to do that because some of them passed away already. But this is something that I acknowledge and I recognize, and I've at least known and participated in the so-called Black conscious community going all the way back to 1993, 1994. But that was before the internet and the explosion. Well, not before the internet, but before the explosion of the internet. So everything was grassroots back then. But what we find over the last 20, 30 years is that there's a transition that is taking place where most of it is internet based, at least the people who are considered to be quote unquote black leaders. In the case of Umar, there's no grassroots taking place, but the vast majority of what Umar talks about, his talking points, is just talking shit. It's no different than what you would hear, let's say, if you just kicking with some homeboys and back in the day when you was kids and you all just sitting back talking shit. See, but with Umar at the age of 50, he's doing it so much earlier than, in terms of relatively speaking, than a lot of those other individuals who, in their eldership, so-called eldership, there's platforms that would bring them on, and you could listen to them, and they were just talking so poorly about black people, just talking shit. Okay, but Umar doesn't. He's been doing it now for over a decade. Thanks, Louis, for the super chat. Louis says Umar turned the heat down, and Lenon, you turning the water off. Yeah. I had to turn the water off. It's not the water, the faucet. What it is we have one of those water dispensers that you plug in, and you can get cold water and hot water. But whenever it kicks on, it bothers me. You know, I just don't like those. I don't like the sound of it. I wanted to get rid of it. My wife was like, "No, let's keep it. Because what I wanted to do was I wanted to get one of those electric teapots that you just plug into the wall, and then electric socket, and you can heat the water up that way. And it does it quickly too. But she was like, no, but it also dispenses water, cold water. I said, yeah, but the refrigerator does that too. She was like, no, but I won't. I said, all right, whatever. Anyway, this is what happens in my household. Okay, this is what we argue about. Okay, yeah, Umar been turning the heat down for so long. He's been turning that heat down for such a long time. It's crazy. But I told people, I've been telling people for so long. I remember people like, nah, you lying. I don't have to lie. It's just not necessary. Now his own followers are starting to see the truth. This guy has a substance abuse problem. And remember this date, October 30th, 2024. Because when I drop that segment of the documentary, I'll be in a chat room. Okay, this would be like in the middle of next year by the time I get it done. And I'm going to say, you guys remember October 30th, 2024, and what I said? And here it comes. And you guys will see. Okay. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. And then A Chanel, how's it going? A Chanel says, all I keep thinking about is Afro Man song, Because I Got High. Yeah, because I got high. Because I got high. I remember that. Such bullshit. That song was such bullshit. But it was popular. There's so many songs though back in the day. Chronic was another one. Some of you guys remember that one from back in the day. A lot of songs came through the industry, and it was about just straight getting high. I mean, we could probably put together a list, but that one was really popular. I don't know why. I know he had a afro, but I would think that if you have afro, you have to have some level of consciousness, I guess. But that song wasn't about consciousness. It was not consciousness before the cookies. No, let me stop. Thanks, H&L, for the super chat. I appreciate it. And so what I set up here is if we get to 20 super chats within the next 37 minutes and 35 seconds, then I will play the Umar Johnson Show Me Love video. Okay, right now we're at 7. Okay, we got 13 more to go. Thank you, A. Chanel, for the super chat. I appreciate it. And everyone else, too. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't voted yet, please do so. The question is, do you think that a so-called, and I'm putting in quotations, black leader should be sexually exploiting black women? All right? Yeah. Chronic. Yep. Hey, how's it going? I was going to be a principal, but then I got... that sounds about right. I hope you're doing all right. That's too funny. I was gonna be a principal. All right. Okay, now let's get back to it. Here we go.
Why did Instagram cut my sister off?
Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Here we go.
Wait a minute, is that an African queen? Was that pina colada?
Here we
go. Was that African lemonade?
There you go.
Was that butterscotch?
See, I told y'all.
Was that buttercream?
He can't buttercream.
Or was that Snow Bunny?
It was Snow Bunny. What in the world?
I'm not sure. My light-skinned sisters, I need y'all to confirm that y'all belong to the black race. Yeah. My light-skinned sisters, I need y'all to confirm that y'all belong to the black race, because I can't really tell. Sometimes.
What?
Whether it's a butterscotch queen, lemon queen, buttercream queen, African vanilla queen.
This guy is high. He's so high. I was going to be a principal, but then this guy is so high. Damn. Yeah, you're right, Barry, but you said it the other day. This is what he does every single time. He has to go here. Every single time with this guy. Yeah. This is what he does. He be sitting in there. Listen, he be in there by himself, lonely, and then he has to get on because what else is he gonna do? So he got to get on here and start talking free talk. That's what Umar does. This too is part of the sexual exploitation. It really is.
Or Cave Bunny.
Butter Queen.
Diddy will be in jail until the spring, y'all. Diddy will be in jail until the spring.
About, Kev? Both of the Cavs are stripping. They said Dairy Queen. I don't even know if they have Dairy Queen anymore. Do they still have Dairy Queens? Yeah, that's what he said.
Dallas,
like,
Texas. I need tickets for the show tomorrow night.
This guy he's so hot. Umar, why you got to do this? I've been telling you got to get help, man. It's not too late, but it's been going on for too long.
If it's bedtime, why are you on my live, my ninja? If it's bedtime, why are you on my live? You supposed to be
Here we
asleep.
go.
You supposed to be cuddled up right now with a nice curvy queen. Why are you on my live?
What?
Why is you on my live, ninja?
Yeah.
You should be warming up some Cinnabons right now. You talking about it's late.
Here you go.
You ain't got no Cinnabons?
This guy is so Umar.
Come on, man. What up, Ray J? Ray J, you got a new show? I'm coming on Ray J's show. Shoot me a text, family. Me, Ray J, and Suki Han are going to do the first show together. Ray J, shoot me a text. I'm coming on your podcast, family. Shout out to Ray J.
I don't even understand.
Shout out to my brother Ray J. Me, Ray J, and Suki Han about to turn the whole shit out. Ray J, get Suki on there. We about to take over the podcast world one time. Ray J, Suki Hana, and the Prince of Pan-Africanism. They ready for that. They ready for that. Ain't y'all ready for that? Dr. Umar, Ray J, and Suki on Ray J new podcast. We're going to turn it out. We're going to turn it out.
Notice
they ready. Let's do it, fam.
Notice it's not his podcast. He's just inviting himself.
Shoot me a text, Ray J. I got you. Shoot me a text. I'm going to hit you up. No doubt. No doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt.
What happened?
Going once. Main event 1977.
Oh, he's on that
twice.
Hotel, motel.
Main event 1977.
Yeah, he sure do.
I got to see your face, beautiful. Give me a little light. Give me just a little light. There you go. What city you in, my queen? What city you in?
I'm in Charlotte.
You in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City. I ain't spoken Charlotte in about, 6 years.
What in the world is going on? Ain't this supposed to be about the black boys and the uplifting of the community and all this type of stuff? This is why I don't like doing these when people call in, because I don't want to say anything that's disrespectful to the people, but she's in the bed. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I mean, she was laying in the bed when she called in, and then she sat up. That's why I don't like doing these. I really don't.
Main event 1977. I gotta see your face, beautiful. Give me a little light. Give me just a little light. There you go. What city you in, my queen? What city you in?
I'm in Charlotte.
You in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City. I ain't spoken Charlotte in about 6 years.
Umar, he tweaking bad. He was like, damn. I'm the most requested folks. He said, damn. He start chattering. He start making that chattering sound that them feral cats be doing. Yeah, I've never seen that. Damn. Boy, Umar is funny, boy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, someone said protection. I'm Charlotte. This is why. Dee, this is why I don't like doing these. I told you guys when we started, I don't like doing it when the people call in. Okay, Clyde said replay. Clyde said replay. Let's go back. Here we go.
Podcast.
Wow.
We're going to turn it out. We're going to turn it out.
This is a mess already.
They ready. Let's do it, fam. Shoot me a text, Ray J. I got you. Shoot me a text. I'm going to hit you up. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Going once. Main event, 1977. Going twice.
Christopher ain't playing. He
Main
said leave it
event,
all alone.
1977.
Here
I
she
gotta
goes.
see your face, beautiful.
She was laying on the pillow. I just noticed Charlotte. She was laying on the pillow, y'all. She was sitting there on that pillow like this, just laying back, smiling and shit. Wow, this is crazy. Let's go.
Little light. Give me just a little light. There you go. What city you in, my queen? What city you in?
I'm in Charlotte.
You in Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City. I ain't spoken Charlotte in about, damn, 6 years. I'm overdue for a Charlotte return. I'm overdue for a Charlotte return. What's going on in Charlotte, Queen? What you like most about Charlotte and what you like least about Charlotte?
Now you notice, Umar, that lisp is coming in. See, this is what, because I've been trying to figure out, because I've been seeing this more and more. I've seen it before in the past. It just was rare, but I'm seeing it more and more. If you guys are noticing this, hit the one with Umar. See, whatever it is that he's doing, I'm talking about turning the heat down. At a certain point, it starts to affect his ability to speak and his tongue, whatever. It's just, he starts slurring his words, and then he has a lisp. Anyone else notice this? Hit the one. And this is an example, but it takes a while for it to kick in to that point. It's happened in the past, but now it's happening more and more frequently. I was asking before, one of the past she was like, what's going on with that? But now I see what's going on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nose. Yeah, she's pretty. She's a pretty young lady. It's just sad that I'm Charlotte. Yeah. Yeah. And food, and Gospel Princess, you can throw food in there though too, right? You can throw food in there. See? I don't know, because I've never done any drugs, but I don't know. There has to be something that he's turning the heat down with that's causing that specific type of a symptom. And I've seen it, but you notice when he first started the live stream, it's only been a couple of minutes, but that's why when people were saying, you're high, well, he probably just got done turning the heat down, and he goes live. And then as he's talking, that's whatever it is to turn the heat down. Whatever you use to turn the heat down, it's starting to kick in more and more. And then you hear this list. Let's see let's see what happens as this progresses. Who knows? We're gonna have to see.
I like the diversity in Charlotte.
Yeah, food.
And
Okay, African diversity, right? You ain't buddy hopping down there. All right. Okay. You like the African diversity. And what do you like least about Charlotte?
It's nothing least that I don't like about Charlotte. It's great opportunity.
You loving it. You loving it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Are you a single queen?
Yes, I am.
Now, you're beautiful. You're a very beautiful sister. So why are you single?
Why everybody always asks that?
There has to be reasons.
I'm single because just, I was raising my kids by myself, and just didn't have time for it. My kids are older now, so I'll get back out there.
Get back out. I feel you. Why do we see so many beautiful single sisters? Break that down for us.
Whew.
Well, he is running game. It's weak game. At least he running something. Ray J Suki Umar sounds like a what? I don't even know who Ray J is. I'm gonna go look that up right quick. Let me go look up who Ray J is Ray J. Is a house DJ? Is that the right person? He says that his real name is Joseph John Hernandez. That can't be the same person he's talking about, right? Ray J. Let me put in it's probably this guy right here. Let me see. Yeah, Ray J. He's a William Ray Norwood is an American R&B singer, songwriter, television presenter, and actor. Born in Mississippi. Raised in Carson, California. I know where that's at. He is the younger brother of singer and actress Brand. Okay, yeah. Wow, I did not. Okay, yeah, that's just Brandy's little brother. Okay, yeah. Thanks, user 225. So a lot of times these people, I ain't heard of these people, so I got to go and look them up. Okay, I'm too old to be knowing that kind of stuff. Okay, let's go.
I don't know.
There's so many beautiful single sisters. Some brothers say the standards are too high. Some brothers say y'all can't be satisfied. Why do you think so many beautiful queens are single?
I think because there's a lot of broken homes and a lot of guys don't know how to receive some strong women. That's about it. And a lot of it's different reasons. It's different reasons.
I feel you. What's your take on the Puff Daddy thing, Queen? Where you?
Yeah, by the way, Umar created broken homes. He's a baby mama creator.
Stand on that.
Everybody is innocent until proven guilty.
That's right. That's right. Innocent until proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about social media and Black children? Do you think it's okay if you were in charge?
He's all over the place. What is he talking about? I mean, he's talking about one thing and P. Diddy, and now all of a sudden he's talking about children. Barry says, is Umar looking for a Charlotte freak off? Yeah. Listen, excuse me. This is one of the things that Umar, when he does these so-called, this isn't necessarily a Black parent teleconference, but even when he would do these Black parent teleconferences under this idea of, some of you guys may remember this, some of you guys may not, what he used to call the National Independent Parent Association, National Independent Black Parent Association, the NIBPA, something to that effect. Because some of y'all may remember, some of you guys may never heard of it. Some of you guys may have forgotten about it, because it's something that Umar created, he initialized, and I have the exact date when he initialized that, because I've actually run into that receipt recently. But inside his own mind, he actually believes that it's true and that it's real and that it's like functional. And then he had these different committees. I think there were 6 different committees. One was a homeschooling committee, another one, there's different committees, a finance committee. But this is all a figment of Umar's imagination. But the point is that even back then, going into COVID, when he was promoting this NIBPA, you will hear him when he would talk to people online. He said, yeah, what sister, where are you from? And then let's say she said she's from the Bronx. We'll say, yeah, well, we need a chapter of the BPA in the Bronx. But really what he's doing is he's setting the stage, because what Umar wanted to be able to do is that whenever he would land in a city, that he would already have cookies lined up for him to crush. Which ties to the poll question today: should a Black leader be sexually exploiting Black women in this way? See, that was Umar's MO. You guys will also find, if you go back far enough, that there was a time where Black organizations, grassroots organizations, they would have Umar come out to speak. And in some cases, there wouldn't be a lot of people there, but they would bring him out because they were about, the grass movement struggle, as it were. But one of the things that started to happen was that Umar, again, he would want to have already lined up some women that he can sexually exploit. But what ended up happening is that even prior to him getting there, the people, the hostesses that would contact him, or the people, the event organizers, in some cases, they were women, and they would contact Umar. Umar would already begin to run game, like he's really doing with this lady right here. So he's just kind of, it's more like grooming her, just in case if I'm in Charlotte. Make sure you text me so I'll know if this is another thing he should say. Yeah, he'll be talking to someone that calls in like this, and he says, okay, yeah, I'm going to be in your city such and such, so go ahead and text me and let me know so I'll know that it's you. But that's just him prepping so that once he gets there, he'll know who to text, because he have a better chance at crushing the cookies. So this all to say that one of the reasons why Umar's speaking engagements begin to dry up, especially in the Black conscious community, the grassroots organizations, is because his reputation began to precede him. And when he would push up on these women, some were already in relationships, some were already married. Word would get back to the men in these organizations, and they would have an issue with Umar. And at a certain point, word gets around, and then less and less, you start to see him actually going to do these speaking engagements for these grassroots organizations. Well, Barry, that's no difference. It's really no different than what he's doing now. He doesn't have the same amount of speaking engagements as he used to do, but he's still laying the quote unquote groundwork, as he says, with FDMG. He's laying the groundwork to be able to crush some cookies. And that's precisely what he's doing here. So yeah, you can call it Charlotte freak off. See how this fits perfectly into the poll question. I haven't watched this video, but I already knew what, because that's why I don't like covering these, because it starts to get sexually explicit and Umar turns it into a freak off type of thing. And that's precisely what he's trying to do here. Plus he's high. Okay. And my video went out again. Okay. I put in a ticket with StreamYard yesterday. I need to get back to them. I'm gonna have to put in another one right after this live stream. Barry, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Let me pull this up. You guys can still hear me, correct? If you can still hear me, just let me know. Let me go ahead and get through these other super chats, and then I'll fix my camera. There's probably another way that I can activate it, and I'll see if I can do that without refreshing my browser. Thanks, Barry, for the super chat. Black Wolf says, this woman falls right under the umbrella of women Umar preys on, beautiful single black. Yeah, absolutely. See, that's Umar's target. We've been saying this for years, Black Wolf, that Umar's target demographic is single black mothers. That's why when she starts talking about how, I'm a single black mother, this is Umar's target. Okay, it's like a predator, but the predator is going to look for what they would consider to be the weakest link, the weakest link. Okay, there could be a whole bunch of zebras that are running around, but it's the lion or the lioness or the cheetah. They're going to focus on the zebra that is the weakest link. And for Umar, the women who are the weakest link, in his mind at least, is the single black mother. And that's why in this situation right here, he's really trying to groom her so that he can maximize on the possibility of sexually exploiting her later on down the line. It could be a month from now, it could be a year from now, it could be 2 or 3 years from now. You see? And this is, we've been talking about this for years, and this is exactly what's happening right here. Good point, Blackwood. Thank you for the super chat. Laurie, he has no focus. Yeah, he has no focus. In fact, I have a video where he admits that he has ADHD. This is many years ago. And then Brother James sent me an email just now of a video where Umar admits that he has ADHD as well. You guys want me to play it? I can pull it up. Maybe I can play that real quick and then see if I can fix this camera. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Let me do this super chat just so I can get all caught up on these super chats. Lewis also says he's running out of things to say. Umar can't talk about himself because there's nothing to talk about, so he has to jump topics. She wouldn't entertain him if she wasn't brainwashed. Yeah, the thing is that anytime, well, Lewis, part of it is that Umar, he's high. Okay, let's be clear about that. Everyone in Cookie Crush chat. Part of the issue with Umar in this video is that he's high, but that's not going to stop him from trying to sexually exploit this woman. And it's not going to stop him from continuing to talk, because the longer he talks to her, the more game he can run. But he really doesn't have anything to talk about. What is he going to say about himself? I live inside my mama's closet. I'm in a hotel motel room. I got at least 2 baby mamas. I'm on child support. See, what's crazy about this is that this mother has probably been, who's a single mother, has probably had to deal with some strain and stress and struggle that's associated with being a single mother. And yet Umar is a baby mama, a single mother creator. And yet he takes this as an opportunity with his high ass to at least attempt to plant the seeds for sexual exploitation. And that's precisely what she's doing to this woman right here. Okay, audio's good. Okay. So let me do this. And thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. I got to fix this camera. There has to be a better way for me to do this without refreshing. Right. Let me just read this. It says your browser has lost connection to your camera. Make sure you have a right camera select any other application. Okay, that might. Okay, I don't have anything else running. Any other applications? I'm looking now. I don't see anything. You can click the camera button and try again. Restart your browser for computer if discontinued. Okay, so click the camera. Let me. Yeah, can you guys hear? Yeah, it's still not working. Okay. Well, that's okay. I'll have to refresh this, but let me go pull this other and here's the video right here. I think it was James just sent this to me. Let me pull this up. Okay, let me scroll through because there's music that plays in the beginning. Okay, I'm gonna give this a try. It may be. Let me see. It may work. It may not. But let's see what happens. I'm gonna just do a screen share, and this is on I Knew It TV, and this is from today. It posted today. Okay, let me know if you guys can hear the audio. This video right here. Here we go.
I've been married before I started my work. If I had a wife, if I married before I started my work. If I married before I started my work.
What is he talking about?
I wish I would have been married before I started my work. If I had a wife before September 18th, 2010, when I did that interview in Chicago, and October 30th, 2010, when I did that lecture in Harlem, because it was those two events that really pushed me forward. If I had a wife by my side this whole 14 years, I'd probably be on my 5th school by now. You see what I'm saying?
What in the world are you talking about? But notice he admits it's been 14 years. See, he watches these videos. He would never say that. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Hold on one second. Test 1 2, test 1 2. Yeah, I know, Dominique. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me. It's our chat room. But the point that I want to make is that he's admitting 14 years because what he's really talking about is going back to 2010. You guys understand what I'm saying? Umar didn't talk about that until I started to talk about that because I pulled that receipt where it shows that back in 2010, he said that the school was going to open in September 11, 2013. So now he's finally admitting that it's 14 years. See, but if you guys go into the Lord Jamar interview or any of these other interviews, he'll say that, no, this all started in 2014. But now he's finally admitting that it started in 2010. See, that's because of the work that we've done on Umar. See, and he watches these videos, so now he's admitting the truth. So good for you. You've been scamming for at least 14 years. It's longer than that, but at least you're admitting that you've been scamming for at least 14 years, Umar. Here we go.
Like, I can admit not having that helpmate has held back how much I could have got done for the people.
Okay, so now it's y'all black women's fault. You see this? It's y'all's fault. You queens that should have married him. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but 70 he doesn't conceive of relationships as being something that is maintainable. It's not even something that he considers to be necessary because he just simply wants to sexually exploit black women. Understand he lives a life of a 50-year-old bachelor who lives inside his mama's closet. And food and room and board is provided for him, just like he was a child when he was at that military academy. It's no different. It's no different. You see, so everyone, please understand this with Umar. He's never had an intention of actually being in a long-standing relationship. He actually perceives marriage to just happen magically. You see, it's fantasy land shit. It's just going to happen magically without any kind of prep, any kind of relationship, any kind of long-standing relationship, working through issues, working together, building something together. No, he perceives it as something. It's more like a token that he's going to get or a trophy that he's going to get. But then he's going to flip all this around, and this is the reason why, because he's not married to one of you quote unquote black queens. We have to say black because he said it. He got to marry the black ones. Can't marry the white queens. Okay, but because you black women, he ain't been able to marry one of y'all. That's the reason why he ain't got no work done. It's y'all's fault. Who are crazy? Let's go.
Explain for those watching that don't understand that. Because number one, when you're single, and I'm gonna get credit. This credit goes to Elder Lawrence. He's a Rastafari out of Syracuse. Shout out to Baba Lawrence. He came up. We was driving somewhere.
Well, at least he gave credit because he's a plagiarist too. That's the other thing. He called the War on Black Boys. That comes from Dr. Kwana Kunzufu. What is it? The post-traumatic slave disorder. He gets that from Dr. DeGrue, and the list goes on and on and on. A lot of his stuff comes from Dr. Amos Wilson.
Somewhere, Baba Lawrence said, "I can't wait till you get married." I said, "Why you say that, Ross?" He said, "Because you don't know this, but when you have a wife, you stop searching." He said, "Because you single, even though your priority is the work, subconsciously, you might not even know it, you're still hunting.
Yeah, he's talking about himself. What is he doing here, Cookie Crush Chat? We've talked about this before. I'm hoping that I can remember this. Matter of fact, let me just write this down right here. This video is important already, I can tell. Dr. Umar, I regret not getting married before I started my life work. What work? What are you talking about? Scamming? What work are you talking about? Started scamming my life's work. Okay, I got to remember this one. I got to put this one in my notes for sure, because I'll definitely have to have, because really what he's doing here is he's projecting. See? Yeah, he does that too. That's part of his scammability, because he tries to sound like he's so profound. Okay, he's just projecting. That's what Umar does, and that's what he's doing right here, because that's what he does in real life. He's always searching. I've been talking about this recently. It's interesting. He's probably been watching these videos.
Hunting. Yes, he said you can't tell. I like, nah, I said nothing come before the work. He said you can't tell. Because you're single, you're still looking. You might not even realize you're looking. I said, damn, that's true. That's true. He said, even when you think you're not paying attention to the women, you are. He said, when you get a wife, you'll finally see the difference. And I know if I had a wife, I know I would have been further along, because I would have been so much more focused. And not even just focused in terms of not worrying about other women, but she would have also been someone to keep me focused on completing what I need to complete. Because I could be a little.
Didn't I just talk about this shit yesterday? How Umar, he needs someone to show him what to do and to keep him on task. Hit the one. I did. This video came out after we did that live stream yesterday. Hit the one. I need some credit on that. Okay. I told people that, and we took it back to when Umar was in that military academy and how everything was going to be regiment. Barry, remember we talked about this? Okay. Well, here we are. Here, Umar, he actually admits it. He really and we talked about this too. How Umar really wants he wants a woman to take care of him and to guide him like a mother would guide a son. He still wants to be in control and have power, like he has control and power over his mama, who's disabled, and he lives inside of her closet. You see this? See? But he wants a woman or women, because he wants two, as he stated. And really what he wants is two more mamas to take care of him and guide him and give him direction in life. Because in essence, that's his relationship to his mama, even though he is in control of her and he's domineering of his mother. See this? Yeah, Vince, that's what I was saying earlier. It's the black woman's fault. But that's what Umar always does. He never holds himself personally accountable. That's the narcissism. He thinks that it's always someone else's fault. He can do no wrong.
Been someone to keep me focused on completing what I need to complete. Because I could be a little bit of a procrastinator and I got a little bit of ADHD. You feel me?
I already told people this. I told people that Umar procrastinates, but part of the procrastination is him dealing with the depression. I've already told people this shit. See? I told people this long time ago. And yeah, he just admits I have a little ADHD. No, he has a lot of ADHD. We were just talking about this yesterday. No, listen. Weren't we just talking about this yesterday? We were just talking about this yesterday. I'm going to say it again. We were yesterday. I'll just say yesterday. Okay. Yeah. Histrionics and narcissistic. You know, someone also said, and I apologize for my video. I'm really going to have to send StreamYard another message and tell, listen, y'all need to get this together. So I apologize. Could crush chat. I'd like to have a show this respectable and without these issues. So I apologize for the fourth time. The thing is that with Umar, it's not a little ADHD. I was telling people a long time ago that he has issues with staying focused. He has issues with organizing things. He has issues with getting started. He doesn't have motivation to get things started. Well, that all ties to what we've been talking about. We talked about it yesterday, and this is just another example of it. See? I don't know when this video was recorded, but I can say this, that Umar, he watches these videos. He watches these videos. And it's interesting that he's admitting to things in this particular video where even when he talks about it's been 14 years, he's admitting to things that he would not admit to prior to me actually doing videos where I expose these things. Okay.
So she could be the one who said, why that book ain't done yet? You ain't going out this weekend. You ain't going to the Malcolm X.
Wait a minute. You ain't going out this weekend. What are you talking about? That's like somebody's mama. You guys see what I'm saying? You guys understand what I'm saying here? He wants a mama to take care of him. Dominique says something interesting. Didn't Umar have his mom and another woman that was like his mom also? That's why he wants two wives. Yeah, he had a mama and a stepmama. I don't now Dominique, I don't know if that's the reason why he this idea. It's some twisted shit, to be honest with you. It could be, because there's a lot of stuff in here that just doesn't seem right. I've talked about that recently too, and as I go through these older videos and hear him talk about child-parent relationships and how he frames them as if they're these romantic relationships, but something ain't quite right. Now, Dominic, that could be it, but it could be that in his mind, having two just makes it more difficult to get to that goal, and so he can keep pushing the finish line, as it were. If this makes sense to people, just like he does with FDMG. You know, it was supposed to open in 2013. Okay, let me just use this example as an analogy. I want to have one wife by 2013. Okay, it gets pushed back. Okay, I still want to have one wife by 2015. 2015, well, I need two wives. Okay, now this gives him some cushion now, because now he can say, I'm not quite there, and I've heard him say things. I already got one wife. I'm looking for the second one, and then later on, years later, he says, I'm trying to find two wives. But it just keeps going, and the idea is that he just keeps moving the goalpost over and over and over. Yeah, James, you're right. Umar never grew up. I talked the documentary will cover that too, but I talked about that too. He never grew up. Umar is basically a 50-year-old teenager. That's what he is. He's a 50-year-old teenager who lives inside his mama's closet. Just like there's teenagers that may live inside the basement, that kind of thing. Ain't nothing wrong with that as long as it's nice, But that's Umar. He's 50 in this case. What he's looking for is a mama or two.
Fest, you ain't going to the Baltimore weekend. You ain't going to the Malcolm X Fest. You ain't going to the Baltimore Fest. You're gonna stay home and finish that book. You see what I'm saying? She almost be like a coach. You need that. You know what I'm saying? So if I had a wife, but I had no way of knowing. But if I would have had, if the ancestors would have told me I was gonna blow up, there's a couple sisters I dated who I think would have made good wives. They may have not been as conscious as I would have liked, but they would have made a good wife. You feel me? The other thing I wish I had is about 5 brothers that I could absolutely trust no matter what. I needed that male team, because at this point, right, because of who I am, how do you know who real and who, you see what I'm saying?
Umar is truly, truly entertaining. All right. On that note, you see the narcissism too. Okay. But the truth of the matter is that Umar does not know how to deal with real men. The second thing is that real men would hold him accountable, and he would have to get shit done. He's so lazy. And then the other thing is that Umar's a scammer, and men of character and of consequence, they wouldn't want to have anything to do with Umar. That's why there's a lot of people who have been involved with Umar. The men, they were scammers themselves, criminal records. The one guy out of Detroit, I got all the receipts on that guy. Drug addicts too. These people, these are the people that would associate with Umar, the men. And then there were men that would associate with him, but then they would realize it very quickly that he wasn't about that life, meaning that he wasn't serious about anything that a man should be serious about, and they stopped dealing with Umar. Okay. Yeah, he sure did. He told Lord Jamar that he had a team. You think, you see what I'm saying? He told Lord Jamar that he already had a team, but in here, I don't know. I wish I had some brothers. No, what you need to do is go get a job. Okay. All right, let me refresh this so that I get my camera back working, y'all. I apologize for this. I don't know what I need to do in order to make this right. Okay. So let me refresh this. It does say, okay, I'm back. Can you all see me? Yeah, so it probably takes me less than 10 seconds to, but the thing is, I got to pull the videos back up. Yeah, I'll put a ticket in again with StreamYard on this issue and see what needs to be done. Okay, so thank you, James, for sending me that video. I appreciate it. Let me get to, there was a couple of other super chats. How's it going, Iceman Vamp? He says, we already knew he had a DHD. All donations have disappeared. ADHD, all donations have disappeared. Okay, ADHD equals all donations. This is quite ingenious. It's true though. Have disappeared. This is right up there with FDMG. Wait a minute. This appeared. Why isn't my thing working? Okay, there we go. This is right up there with FDMG. Family, the money's gone. Family, the money gone. Now, I think they said family, the money's gone. I'll put it that way just to be funny. Okay, thanks, Iceman Vamp. That's a good one. That's actually quite ingenious. There it is right here. It should be money, but I'm going to say monies, okay? ADHD, all donations have disappeared. From now on, whatever he say ADHD, I'm gonna say all donations have disappeared. FDMG, family, the money's gone. You know what? This right here is one of those moments in this Umar saga where all the pieces finally fit together. Okay. Yeah, y'all give that man a cigar. Okay. Shout out to Iceman Vamp. Y'all shout out Iceman Vamp for that one. That was a instant classic. All donations have disappeared. All right, thanks for the super chat. Well, that's hilarious. Okay, and then Tori says Umar is the protagonist for the Luther Vandross song Bad Boy. Now don't bring Luther into this. Tori, don't bring Luther into this. Please don't do that. Okay. All right. Thank you for the super chat. Let me do this. I have to pull up all these other videos that I was gonna. Well, it's not a lot, but I have to pull up. Okay, so that's this one right here, this one right here, and then I had my intro videos, but I can pull those up later. But let me do this because we did reach our goal for super chats for that first hour. And I promised people that I would play. Where is it at? It's not even in here anymore. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull it up inside this other folder because it's not coming up right here. Go to my G drive. I just got a new. It's only 4 terabits, but I got it specifically for the documentary because I had to put it on a separate drive. We're looking for the Tupac. And there it is. All right, and let me play this, and that way to give me a chance to go get these other videos, or at least pull these up. And thanks, Tori, for the super chat as well. Here you go.
Bell, the father bell, calling for the dreaming. To the rust step in his bed, that nigga who's screaming. To the from money and alcohol, the feed of the best five ball, the jump, it's so star. To the body, the rhythm died, the college, the champion. That's right. That's like a slow jam. It's West Side, so you know that I'm bad down to no man. To the band, put it up on beat from Dre. To the roof of the leg. From Oakland to West Side. The back down. Show me love. It's not about it. West Side, where y'all at?
We don't mess with you, Umar. Cut it out. That's y'all's prince. That's y'all's prince and your principal. Okay. Well, Umar, wow. Okay, let's go back and get back to the video where Umar is high as a kite. He would turn that heat down, and even his own followers are acknowledging it. Let's see what he got to say next. Oh, Sigmund's here. Sigmund says, remember the Thunderbirds from the 1960s, Melanate and the skin character Brain? No, I don't remember that. Let me go look this up real quick. Hold on one second. You said wait, isn't that those were creepy? Wasn't those little puppets or whatever? Hold on one second. I remember seeing that. That's way long time ago. Yeah, that creeped me out. I didn't like watching that. I don't know. Other people may have used to watch that, but for me, as a kid, I didn't like that. It used to scare me for some reason because the characters, the way that they look, they're these little puppets. They were called the Thunderbirds from 1965. They had 2 seasons. It's on Peacock. It's out of the UK. That's probably why. It was really weird to me. Some of you guys probably have no idea about what we talk about here. But there's these puppets, and they just freak me out. Anyway, it says, remember the Thunderbirds from the 1960s, Melanate, the skin of the character Brain, slap some nappy hair on the head, and you would have Umar the character on the show. Check the forehead. Let me look right quick. Yeah, the forehead for sure. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah. Even looking at this the Brains character, that it's an engineer Brains. It just creeps me out. Maybe it's just me. It's just as a child, I used to see that. It just okay. Thanks, Sigma, for the super chat. Yeah, I'm still looking at these different characters. Anyway, some of y'all have no idea what we're talking about, but that cartoon used to creep me out so bad. It's not a cartoon, but it used to creep me out. Thanks, Sigma, for the super chat. Okay, where are we here? Yeah, to me it was creepy. Yeah, it was really creepy. Oh, you loved it? Okay, yeah, but you were in the military, so you probably was because they used to have the airplanes and all that stuff. I remember it, but it was just okay. Let's go back to this video right here. I think this is the one.
They ready. Let's do it, fam. Shoot me a text.
Wow. Oh yeah, that's the one.
Shoot me a Queen City in Queen, free Palestine, free. If you were in charge, would you eliminate social media from the Black child's
Here we go.
diet?
Oh yes, most definitely, because they're too influenced with
Team
everything.
America.
They're too influenced. They influence everything: the music, the television, everything.
It's so scary.
About to do it over. My
What's up? I
children
didn't
would
even
not
tell.
have watched half of the stuff or listen to half of the music.
I feel you. My last question for you: where you standing at right now with the Kamala Trump situation? Where you at on that?
I plead the fifth.
You gonna plead the fifth right now?
You're out of her business.
I plead the fifth.
You gonna plead the fifth? I feel you, gorgeous. Thanks for tapping in. Send me an inbox so when I'm coming back to Charlotte.
Then I just tell you all that. Hit the one. I need credit. I just told y'all that that's what he was going to do. Didn't I just tell y'all that? Hit the one. He wants to get her information so that when he comes to Charlotte, he can send her a text. So, as Barry would say, he can have some freak off Charlotte. I told people. Yeah, Atomic. That's exactly it. He's trying to pre-book cookies. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to pre-book the cookies. See? And his main target is single Black women. They got kids. I told y'all. Real quick, I did block someone. I'm rarely in the chat room when I see the trolls that come through. Normally the mods handle that, but I did happen to see because I was looking in the chat room at that time. Let me just make a public announcement. Y'all don't faze me at all. I've already been through the fire in these regards, and the only thing that you can do is call me names, but that's juvenile. I guarantee you that intellectually speaking, you cannot deal with me, but you can reduce yourself to calling me names. But that is not reflective of high intelligence. What that is reflective of is someone who is immature and can't fuck with me in terms of the intelligence. And that's really what that is. Listen, any of you Umar Johnson followers, if you ever want to come on here and debate me on Umar, you're welcome to do so. But you can't fuck with me. I have all of the receipts. I have all the research. I know more about Umar than you will ever know. Even if you started today and spent, let's say, let me give you a reasonable amount of time where it's not exuberant. Let's say that you spent 4 hours a day researching Umar and you did that for the next 10 years, you still wouldn't be able to fuck with me. So all you can do is to call names, or in some cases, like many of these Umar Johnson followers have in the past, they'll make up shit, they'll lie and all kind of stuff. I've already been through that fire. But at the end of the day, you can't beat a receipt. Okay. And see, the receipt is from Umar's work, his own words. It's not me making up anything. It's not me fabricating anything. There's no need for me to do that. See, and there's people who've done that to Umar. You know, there's people that's taken a small clip of something that Umar Johnson has said, but then they don't provide context, and it sounds like if you just go by that clip alone, it sounds as if he's saying one thing, but if you listen to the whole clip, you realize that that's not what he's saying, but they did that anyway because they wanted to disparage and cause harm to Umar. See, that's wrong. I don't do that. I never, and people done that to me too. They've taken little clips and they'll say, no, this is what, no, that's not. If you play the whole clip, the whole video, you'll see exactly what I was talking about. But see, just because you Umar Johnson followers, you do that shit, doesn't mean that I'm going to do that shit. And just because you reduce yourself to, getting into chat rooms and really wasting your own time, calling people's names and lying and all that kind of shit, it's really reflective of the fact that you can't deal with me intellectually. That's all that is. But if you ever want to come on here and debate me about Umar one-on-one, and we'll go point by point. We're not going to be talking about anything else. We're not going to be talking about P. Diddy. We're not going to be talking about you and your personal struggles. We're not going to be talking about me and my personal struggles. No, we'll specifically keep it to Umar. If you guys want to come on and we'll debate point by point, you're welcome to do so. And I guarantee you 100% of the time that I'll run circles around you. And as I do so, I will not call you a name. I will not disparage you. I will not disrespect you. I will not lie on you. See? I will afford you all of the courtesy and respect that I would afford any human being, just on the basis that they're a human being in the first place. But you Umar Johnson followers, you guys don't even do that shit because you've been brainwashed and mind controlled to treat people like shit, just like Umar treats you like shit. Okay, but I'm not going to do you like that. But you're welcome to come on up. Y'all just let me know. I'll wait. All right, let's get back to it.
Charlotte, I'm sending you the flyer, so make sure I got a way I can reach you.
Okay. Nice meeting you.
Likewise, baby.
See that?
Enjoy your evening.
You too.
Likewise,
right,
baby.
Right.
Likewise, baby.
That was a beautiful African queen. That was a beautiful African queen. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
No, it's true though. Get a clue? Listen, it's true. People have no idea the amount of research that I put in and the amount of time that's gone into the research that I've done. Have no clue. The vast majority of people on the planet would not spend, the amount of research that I've spent on Umar to where they could put together the documentary that I'm putting, because they wouldn't do it because there's an opportunity cost, you see. But it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. There's a lot of organization that goes along with that. You got to have your timeline in order. You got to have your facts in order. You have to have things archived where you can pull it up. See, if someone asks me right now, well, Lenon, can you go pull up the video with Umar? So I say, yeah, I have it. Okay, and then I go pull it up. I know where to find it. Okay, it may take, sometimes I can pull it up in 30 seconds. Sometimes it takes me 5 minutes. Sometimes it takes me the following day. I'll tell people, I'll bring it back up here, and I have it for people. See, the amount of research that I put into Umar, not one Umar Johnson follows. And I'm saying that you guys haven't even done a sliver of the amount of research that I've done on Umar. I know more about Umar than you will ever know. I know more about Umar than you know about yourself. And consequently, when it comes to Umar, it's virtually impossible for anyone to be able to debate me on Umar, to defend what Umar is doing, in particular what he's doing in terms of exploiting black women, sexually exploiting black women, or the FDMG school scam. There's no way that anyone could stand on 2 feet and argue on behalf of Umar that what he's doing is right, or how they can validate it as being something. The reason why it's taken, he conceptualized in 2005, why it's taken 19 years. There's no legitimate reason, you see. So this is a statement of fact. You guys can take 4 hours a day and you can do that for the next 5 years steadily, and you still wouldn't be able to touch me, not even close. See? That's why Umar would never come up here on this platform, and he's welcome to. Jamal Johnson is welcome to come up here too. See? And I will run circles around him too. That's the truth. Okay. Now, it just because I don't want it to sound arrogant, we're gonna get back to the video, because these are all statements of fact. I don't want people to say, well, Lenon, he's talking so arrogant. No. These are statements of fact based upon research and receipts that I can pull at any given time. But let me say this, just to put it another way. If you guys want to come up here and debate me on, let's say, black consciousness, and you've been studying that shit for like 10 years or 15 years, yeah, you probably will run circles around me, because I'm not into that shit. And I haven't done extensive research into it either. It's not my cup of tea. I was into it back in the day, but these days, no, there's an opportunity cost. I wouldn't spend time trying to learn about, things that are inconsequential that took place, 2,000 years ago on the other side of the planet, and where people weren't even called black back then, but all of a sudden those are black people too, and this is blah 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 blah, and that's what we did. You didn't do none of that shit. Just cut it out. But the point being is that, yeah, if you wanted, you have receipts on that, you would probably run circles around me. Does that sound like an arrogant person? No, that sounds like someone who knows his lane, or knows her lane if it was a woman. And I know my lane when it comes to Umar. And I know that no one on this planet can touch me when it comes to the research that I put into Umar. Not one person. So especially Umar Johnson's fault, because y'all ain't done much research at all. That's why you're still falling around this guy's skirt, living inside of mama's closet, sexually exploiting these black women. We just give an example of him running game right here. Okay, let's get back to it. Here we go.
Cut was a beautiful sister. My Charlotte Kings, y'all need to get y'all act together. My Charlotte brothers, y'all need to get y'all act together. That was a beautiful queen right there. Natural hair and everything. If I can't grab it, you can't have it. If I can't grab it, you can't have it. Natural hair and everything, Charlotte Kings.
Here he go.
But I'm going to tell the sisters like this. Oh, me and Ray J going to knock it out the park. The Snow Bunny Boogeyman is coming on Ray J podcast. The Snow Bunny Boogeyman is coming on Ray J podcast.
Umar, cut it out.
The Snow Bunny Boogeyman is hopping on Ray J podcast. We're going to turn it out. We're going to turn it out. Keisha Jones, 777. Keisha Jones, 777.
Keisha.
I need to see your face, Keisha. Where you at, sweetheart? I gotta see you.
Let's see. Why? Wait, is it?
Where you at, Keisha?
Wait, we're trying to turn the camera. Wait,
I don't want to see your speedometer, Keisha. I need to see your.
1 second. Wait. Where's the camera?
There's something wrong with it. We may have to log off.
Oh wait, maybe right here.
Y'all stole somebody's phone?
No.
What in the world?
Where y'all at?
Oh, there we are.
Hi.
Okay, there y'all go. How y'all going? How y'all doing, ladies? Where y'all at? What's it?
That's that one lady.
New York.
New York.
Which borough? Which borough?
We're in Long Island.
Long Island, strong
Long
Island.
Island.
How's the dating scene in New York?
Here we go. He got to talk about dating. That's that lady that he was called. He said she looked like, who did he say she looked like? He says you look like, I'm not going to say Tasha K, not Tasha K. She said you look like, I can't remember. She was in Friday. Real beautiful woman too. She aged very well. I can't remember her name right now. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's what he can run the game. He want to talk about dating. But anyway, this same lady right here, she had called in, and when she called in, he was talking to her, and then towards the end, he was like, yeah, that's who it was. He said, yeah, you look like Nia Long. Someone said Nia. Nia Long. Y'all crazy. Yeah, and so here she is. She called it back in. Umar ran game, and they were. Here we go.
Brothers, they treating y'all well? What's going on?
Well, I'm not currently dating.
Oh, you taking a break right now?
Yes.
All them brothers in New York, why you taking a break?
Watch this. Watch this. I have to do it. Lenon, these females probably more masculine than you. Well, your mama is. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I had to do it. I know your mama is though, because it's he was hooting and hollering. Let me stop. Don't take offense. I'm just playing with you. Okay. Here we go.
I really haven't came across someone that sparked my interest. It seems like the guys they are into playing a lot of games, and I don't really have time for that. I'm really, looking for someone who is looking for a serious, committed relationship.
Yeah,
what are
it's that simple.
Main two games that the brothers are playing? What's the main two games they running on the Queens right now up in the
You want to answer that one?
No, I'm gonna leave it up to you.
What if she said, well, one of the games they run on the Queens is they do these live streams and be trying to run game? Yeah, okay.
Well, they have multiple women without informing.
Okay, so y'all being manipulated into plural marriage without your consent.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Plural
I
marriage.
can understand. They should be honest. They should be honest. And what's another? What
Damn, Umar is so high.
after
Man.
that? What's the next biggest scam they running on the queens?
I don't know. What would you say, Mackenzie?
They lack accountability.
Okay, give me an
You talking about
example.
Umar?
What's a major area where the brothers are lacking accountability?
I think that they aren't being accountable as far as like being honest about where they are in their lives as far as like finances and things like that. So
Umar. It's like they're talking about Umar.
think that they're not honest, and they kind of try to manipulate Black women into accepting
There you go, Bridget, right
less.
there. They should be
Let
asking
me
why
ask
is
y'all
he still
a
single and
question.
living in bomber
Because
clothes.
y'all in New York City, the largest, the most populated Black city in America. I think women outnumber men in New York City 3-1. I think it is 3 or 4-1.
315
So my
to 1.
question
You know,
to
Umar.
y'all queens is, if the brothers don't take on more than one queen, how will all the sisters in New York be accounted for romantically if we don't go to a plural marriage situation?
I don't think a lot of them have enough resources to be able to take on more than one,
and emotional intelligence.
So let me ask
as well.
y'all a question, because I agree with you. You said a lot of the brothers ain't got enough financial resources, nor do they have enough psychological resources.
Mm-hmm.
But does that stop y'all from giving out y'all peach cobbler?
Barry called this yesterday. Listen, Barry called this yesterday, and he didn't even know we were going to be doing this video today. So Barry gets some credit on this one. He always has to turn it into this. Every single time. He has to go down the P. Diddy freak off route. Now he talk about the peach cobbler and the crushing of the cookies. No. That's not my homeboy. Okay. Nah. That's y'all's principle. That's all I'm gonna say. Boy, Umar, boy, he has to go there. Snow Bunny Boogeyman sound. Listen, I don't want to use that term, okay? But I catch him. What straight man won't mess with a woman because of her skin? Well, this is the thing, Mr. Controversy. Umar only says that. I don't know if you saw yesterday's show, but I pulled some receipts to show Umar posting like these white women on his Instagram page. And it's like sexually suggestive. Why would he do that? Umar secretly desires white women. Umar desires any woman that he can sexually exploit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter skin color. It doesn't quote unquote race or ethnic background. None of that matters at the end of the day with Umar. He's a perv. See? He will sexually exploit anyone. See? And listen, in my mind, there's a difference between a heterosexual man who has a healthy attraction to all women versus a heterosexual man who is a sexual deviant who seeks to sexually exploit and sexually manipulate, emotionally manipulate in order to sexually exploit women. And Umar is the type of person, the type of, well, he's not even a man, but he's a type of male who will emotionally manipulate, I'm gonna say for Black boys, women, in order to sexually exploit. Back when I want to get them crushed them cookies, I want the peach cobbler. And that's exactly what he's attempting to do here. Just like in the previous video, previous caller, that's what he was trying to do with her. See? So let's be clear about this, Miss Controversy. Even though he talked like that, he talked about, I'm the snow bunny boogeyman, and we shouldn't date outside the race, and we shouldn't be dealing with these white women women. You best believe that if Umar was able to crush some of that, whatever he wanted, whatever flavor that would be, I don't know, he would go for it. He would go for it. Because at the end of the day, that's one of Umar's motivating factors in his life. One of the main motivating factors is sexual exploitation of women in general, but Black women in particular, and even more specifically, single Black mothers. He's really he's a twisted person, but he'll run with that rhetoric, Mr. Controversy, simply to give this illusion, this Black power. We got to stay within the race, and he'll do that just to keep pushing that particular narrative. And guess what? There are Black women who love to hear that. There's a Black man out here. He's saying that we should date. We should only marry Black women to date, but he's not doing either of those things. See? By the way, Ms. Controversy, everyone else, I have to issue a retraction, and I have to apologize for something I said yesterday I was in error about. Okay? I was corrected, and I didn't respond to the comment, but it's from someone that I know and respect. I was wrong about Marcus Garvey. He was voted as the provisional president of Africa. I stated that he was self-proclaimed. He self-proclaimed that, but I was in error. I apologize. He was voted in at one of the UNIA by UNIA members, his organization. They voted him and gave him that title. Okay, that being and so I want to issue that retraction. I want to apologize for speaking in error. I appreciate the correction, and I want to apologize to everyone here inside the Good Chris chat for that. I think that was yesterday when I stated that. That being said, though, however, I have to say that it's still extremely pretentious for someone to be even voted into that sort of a title for a whole country of Africans, where African people, for the whole continent, I should say, Africa, and he never even went to Africa in the first place. See, in my mind, that's pretentious and it's over the top. You see, and that's one of the similarities I will say with Umar. Umar, everything is so pretentious, and he's the most requested. I'm the greatest this, I'm the greatest that. I'm the president of UNIA. I'm the president of this. I'm the president of that. But you see, to me, it's not logically sound to say that I am the provisional president of Africa, and I've never even been there, let alone visit every single country there and all the statements, the statesmen and women there, and to talk and with the people there and know the cultures there and understand the cultures there, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And there's this whole voting process that takes place throughout the continent of Africa. It sounds incredible too. This would be over 100 years ago that this would have to take place, roughly about 100 years ago, and that by some democratic process, that all of the African people, at least the majority of the African people on the continent, voted Marcus Garvey as a provisional president. Okay, that never happened. Okay, but the point that I want to make in the first place is that I was wrong, and I apologize for that. But on the other hand, and I'm not accusing the fact that I was wrong. Okay, I'll own up to it. It's still quite pretentious in the end, right? Okay, and the other thing too is that even if someone, if people in his organization, if they voted him as the provisional president of Africa, the humble thing to do would be to deny that and say, no, I'm not. That is something that is far beyond the scope of my abilities and my influence, and it's also quite disrespectful to the people of Africa to assume that I'm the president of them when I've never even been there in the first place. That would have been the humble thing to do. Okay, but again, this is not about Marcus Garvey. But there is some correlations that I found between him and Umar that are quite interesting. All right. Okay. Let's get back to it. I want to thank everyone too for tuning on in. Tori says, Umar, what else do they do Nia wrong? They always hang out at Dusty Bando's live streams. Yeah. These two women, there's a lot that they could have said to Umar that really could have. Well, the thing is though, Tori, he's so high, I don't even think it would matter. Really what this reminds me, because let me say this first. They could have criticized him or threw stuff back at him to put Umar on edge, but I don't think it would have mattered because he's so high. Because let me just say it in the first place. But the other thing is that their intention for being there, it's not as if they're there for some great purpose that's going to have life-changing meaning. It's more like, let's kick it. And Umar already threw a little game at Nia Long, the Nia Long lady before, And the fact that she's calling back, Umar, in his mind, the light bulb goes, oh, okay, this might be someone. Maybe I need to find out where she stays so that if I come out there, I can. This could be a jump off right here. You see. But again, none of this is, and I said this to start this video. I'm gonna say it here. We're probably getting closer to the end of this live stream, but I'll say it here that nothing of consequence or of significant value is going to come out of these conversations while Umar is high inside of a hotel room in the dark, live streaming, talking about freak off type of topics. Nothing of consequence or consequence value. Notice he ain't said nothing about FDMG yet. Okay. He ain't said nothing about them dusty bandos. Okay, thanks, Tori, for super chat. But isn't that still self-proclaimed? It is self-proclaimed in the sense that it was not a democratic process for the continent of Africa. Understand that the technology was not even present there to do something on that scale to where they can have a democratic process where voting was taking place throughout the continent. People don't realize how huge Africa is, because we tend to see these maps. I mean, there's a Mercator map. You know, the point is that we see these maps and they really make Africa small. It's a massive landmass. It's a continent, not a country. A lot of people think it's just a country. It's all the way over there in Africa. Umar has that same thing too. Yeah, over in Africa, as if Africa's all the same thing. No, it's not. You know, and it wasn't back then in Marcus Garvey's day. It's not today. But the difference is we have technology and we have the ability to not only communicate around the world via the internet or via the phone, satellite, etc., but we can travel pretty much anywhere around the world. Marcus Garvey never went to Africa. Okay, so in a sense, it's self-proclaimed, and I'm not excusing my error and how I was wrong, but I'm saying this, that it is self-proclaimed in a sense that the moniker being given to Marcus Garvey as the provisional president of Africa was given to him not by the masses in Africa, the continent of Africa. It was given to him by people who were either were in the UNIA or were associated with UNI, which was his own organization. You see what I'm saying? See, that, to put it another way, that's like Umar Johnson. Let's say his black parent. What is it? The NIBPA, whatever he calls it, whatever that organization is, fictional. Let's say that all the people that are in that, if they gave him that title, does that mean that he is the provisional president, or provisional president of Africa? No, that's something that they gave to him. It's not something that he necessarily earned. And let's say Umar never even been to Africa. So now it starts to get really, really shaky. Okay. But again, like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, I was wrong, and I admit when I'm wrong, and I want to apologize for that yesterday. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Mr. Controversy, for the super chat. Let's get back to this video. We're at an hour and 40. I really want to just do 2 hours today. I'm going to try to get back tomorrow. Don't hold me to it and do something during the day. But let's try to see if we can work through a little bit more of this video. Here we go.
Oh, they're not getting the peach cobbler.
There, lady, how you doing?
Let's be honest, though. No.
Indigo got
No,
it.
they're not. No.
Now, I don't mean, stay with me, ladies. I don't mean just for the two of you. I want y'all to think more broad. More broad. Y'all speaking for the sisterhood. Do you really think sisters are not opening up the lotus flower just because he ain't got the financial or psychological resources? Let's be honest now. Because babies are still being made every day in New York,
Absolutely.
are they not?
Yes.
So talk to me about sister accountability.
Yeah, she aged very well.
Well, I think more Black women are actually being
a lady, you don't have to say it that way, okay? It's true though. It is true. I have the receipt. I can actually show it to you. I ain't gonna do that though. That's going too far. But I can show it to you right now. Yeah, Umar is I'm not gonna do that to him. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to go there, but I have to say one other thing. No, I'm not going to say. Let me let it go. I'm gonna let it go. What's up, SOB? SOB says, hope you're well. That Garvey received his karma in the end, dying broke and along with obituary prematurely published declaring him a scam. I haven't seen his obituary. There was a lot of controversy dealing with Marcus Garvey. I haven't researched him to any significant extent, so there's only so much that I can say. But I do know that the Umar's conceptualization of FDMG is really an outgrowth of Marcus Garvey's. It's analogous to Marcus Garvey going back to Africa and then the Black Star Line, the ships. See, understand when Marcus Garvey purchased these ships, they were in a dilapidated state. There's extensive amounts of repair that needed to take place. If you guys follow me. If you guys go back and listen to this, Umar Johnson's February of 2019, his school announcement video, he actually draws this correlation. See, he talks about how in 1919, there's something to the effect that the Black Star Line was incorporated. I would have to go back and watch to get his, I'm paraphrasing here. And then he says, here we are in February of 2019. So basically, you know how Umar is with these dates. That's another psychological issue that Umar has. But in 2019, you know, I incorporate the FDMG and we have these blah, blah, blah. You see this? So a lot of what Umar has drawn from Marcus Garvey was really twisted up and turned into what became the FDMG school scam. See? Now, again, I haven't done enough research into Marcus Garvey. I'm not going to call him a scammer. I will say this, that one of the things that I noticed, if you guys listen to Marcus Garvey's speeches, because there are some audio recordings of it, incredible orator, incredible. But the manner in which he spoke about Black people, it was as if he was higher than them, some Black people, and that the people that were in his organization were better than these other Black people. And it reminds me of where Umar says things like, you know, I can't save all of them. And you know, who are you? Umar, you living inside your mama closet. What are you talking about? You can't say, but you see, to have that orientation towards so-called Black people that you're supposed to be uplifting. And Umar does the same thing. He has a very negative disposition and attitude towards Black people. He feels himself superior. But that's one of these issues with Black conscious leadership. A lot of these people, the shit goes through their head and they lose all scope, that the humility is gone. They become extremely arrogant. That's why I always try to check myself on that. You know, I try my best to do that. And I slip up sometimes, and I always try to apologize. Sometimes I'll apologize after that, you know, the next live stream, because I don't want to come off that way, or even at least appearing that way, because it's easy to get tangled up into the ego, to where you start believing you the shit, when in point of fact you're not. So this is one of the issues with a lot of this Black leadership, and it's been going on for you know, decades upon decades, that just because you can speak well doesn't mean that you're really doing shit. And just because you speak well doesn't mean that you're better than other Black people and that you're some sort of savior figure. And see, that's Umar. He really does think that he's God's gift to Black people, but he lives inside the mama closet, don't have a job, looking like a pookie. See, that's why we have everyone. If you're doing things, whether it's online or offline, you gotta stay humble. You know, you have to stay humble and be appreciative of where you're at. And even if you have goals in mind of doing greater things, be patient with that process too. But don't let it go to your head. You know, and that's the thing here on YouTube. I've always tried to remain humble. Even, you know, I appreciate it. People show up. You know, people support. I always appreciate, you know, the super chats, and I always do. I'm thankful for it. But I can't let that, I try not to let that go to my head and become arrogant and then start thinking that I'm better than everybody else. I just don't believe in that shit, you know? And one of my criticisms of Umar is that's one of my criticisms of Umar is that all of it's gone to his head, and he still ain't doing shit. Still living inside his mama's closet, still talking freak off talk on these live streams when he's supposed to be, quote unquote, building a school for Black boys. See, it's like, if you're going to build a school for Black boys, shouldn't you have teaching experience as a teacher? Umar's never taught anything. Okay. Now, again, I'm not here to disparage Marcus Garvey, but if Marcus Garvey talking about going back to Africa and all this Africa talk, but he never went to Africa. See? So it's one thing to say that you're going to do something or that you're about something. It's another thing to do it and be about it. And that's one of the big issues, you know, with Black, so-called Black leadership, is everybody want to run their mouth, but ain't nobody want to do shit. And listen, and I can hear you, Umar Johnson followers already. Well, Lenon, what are you doing to uplift the Black? I did not come to this planet to come up here and try to act like I'm so great that I'm going to uplift anybody. That's not my job. My job is to do the best that I can for my family and do my best for my wife and my kids. And I've failed at that a lot. I've done a horrible job at times. I'm doing a whole lot better now. That's my responsibility. And yeah, part of it is I get up here to share the information that I've learned about Umar in hopes that there are Black people who can keep themselves safe. For some of y'all, keep your pocketbook safe. For some of you, to keep your cookies, quote unquote, cookies safe, and your peach cobbler safe from this sexual deviant. And if you guys want to say, well, that's your contribution to the quote unquote, that's fine with me. Don't make me no different, because at the end of the day, I still got to wake up and take care of my family. You guys understand what I'm saying? But never let this shit go to your head. And just because you can talk well and you have the ability to orate, which I call bullshitting. You're a bullshitter, and you can talk that shit, doesn't mean that you're doing anything. And Umar is the preeminent case study. See, again, like I said, SOB. I can't sit here because I haven't researched enough into Marcus Garvey, but I can't, and as a consequence, I can't get up here and say that he was a scammer. I can't do that. I have to go through the receipts and to draw my own conclusion on that. Right? And I haven't read his obituary too. Yeah, they have the obituary for Marcus Garvey Jr. that I'm pulling up, but I don't see the one for senior. I'll look it up when I get some time, though. Oh wait, this is it right here. It says Marcus Garvey actually read his own obituary in a newspaper 2 weeks before. What? That's interesting. Okay. Thanks, SOB, for super chat. All right, let's get back to it. Here we go.
Vocal about that, which is why you're hearing these narratives online about Black women being like gold diggers or things like that, because they're raising their standards, because people are getting sick of the same results and the same type of treatment. So I do think that Black women as a whole are making efforts to change their outcomes.
Let me ask y'all a question. Let me flip this. Let's flip the narrative into a possibility, right? Let's say all the brothers in New York had the economic resources and the psychological resources and stepped to you on some straight up honesty and said, listen, I want both for y'all. And I can afford you, and I can show you I can afford you, and I can treat you right. Y'all don't have to live in the same house unless y'all want to. I got enough to hold y'all both down and all the children, and he proves it. He lays it all out. And y'all say, damn, he can really hold us down.
Mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally?
Yes. Would you consider it?
You know what? It might be a possibility.
Not for me, but yeah.
Why you say not for you?
Because I don't believe in sharing.
Okay, let's stay with that for 1 minute.
Here you go, Umar.
You don't believe in sharing, but is it realistic in a society where Black women significantly outnumber Black men who are not institutionalized, okay? Now, y'all still outnumber us if all the brothers in prison were free.
So this is one of the levels of illogic in this whole polygamy thing. Understand that polygamy in 2024 for your average Black man is nothing, here in the United States of America in particular, is nothing more than conscious pimpism. That's all this shit is. See, but Umar will argue that the reason why polygamy is functional in the African American community is because women outnumber Black men for different reasons, including incarceration rates amongst Black men. Okay, well, the thing is that if that logic applied to everyone across the world, then everyone would have to be in polygamous relationships throughout the world. Well, the vast majority, let's just say it that way. Different groups of people, the vast majority, let's say in Asia, if there is, this is just so ridiculous, but let's just go here. Let's say in China, if the number of men are less than the number of women, then therefore polygamy becomes necessary. Okay. And then let's also say that in the UK, that the number of men there's less men available than women, and so therefore polygamy is now necessary. Okay. Now, how about this? What about in places where the number of women is more than the number of men is more than the number of women? Umar doesn't talk about that, because ultimately it's the levels of imbalance in the logic. It really sides with men, and in Umar's case, black men, being in a position to be able to sexually exploit as many black women as possible, not having the emotional ability to handle, let alone one woman too, okay, because Umar doesn't have that, not having the financial resources to be able to maintain a household where there are 2 or 3 or 4 women and all the children that would come as a consequence of that. You guys understand what I'm saying? Not having the social or even political context within which a polygamous relationship or relationships are able to function adequately, but Umar still promotes it. Well, why does he promote it? It has nothing to do with numbers, and because there's more, black women out there than black men. Because if that's the issue, Umar, you should have married at least one long time ago. You're 50 years old, living inside your mama's closet, still like a bachelor. That'll put that in the title. The reason why polygamy is something that Umar wants is for sexual exploitation. He wants to freak off, freaky deaky. He wants the one man with 2, 3, 4 women in the bed. He wants to watch. He wants to sit back and watch like P. Diddy as the women get into the groove back. I'm sorry. That's what this is all about. So it's not a numbers game. It's pimp game.
Y'all would still outnumber us, but y'all significantly outnumber us given the penile rate. So,
see, I just told y'all. Didn't I just tell y'all? That's what the boy. Listen. That's what I was saying earlier, and I apologize if I sounded arrogant or even demean. I don't want you, Umar Johnson's father, to feel like I was trying to shade you, because it's not. I can really go in. I try to be as compassionate and gracious, but not content as possible. Had to say it, but I just told y'all what this was about, and then here he go. He said, "What did he say? The penile rate? What kind of man? What you talking like this? Laying in this funky bed late at night, high as a kite, talking to these 2 women like this." See, at the end of the day, it comes back down to sexual exploitation. See, I've never heard, and then we're gonna start winding this down. I've never heard Umar talk about a committed relationship with a woman. Let's just say a black woman, okay? We're in talking about these experiences of going through things together and building together and being affectionate with each other, holding hands and taking a bath together. And I'm not even talking about to crush cookies, just stuff that couples do. Oh, now we're older now, me and my wife, but before we had kids, I still sometimes I'll jump in the shower sometime real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just because. No ulterior motives, okay? Nothing like that. Just I know I just took my own shower 30 minutes ago, but since you in there, I'll just, I want to spend some time. Anyway, you never hear Umar talk. You never hear Umar talk about anything that's substantive when it comes to relationships, and listening to each other, or learning to listen or learning to speak to each other more respectfully, or speak to each other with care and affection, or even raising children together, or going out to eat, and he never talks about any of that stuff. But at the end of the day, what does it come back down to? It comes back down to crushing cookies, and that's exactly what we see right here. I know that's right. but listen, we must stay focused. We must stay focused. I don't say focused. I'll say focus. Yeah, sometimes I start, sometimes I turn into a werewolf like Umar. When he go like this, Umar go like this, he starts turning into a werewolf. All right. Umar is a beta male. He doesn't. Hey, how's it going, Creole? This is one of the old OGs right here. Hope you been doing all right. Now listen, Creole, real quick, we gonna start winding this down. I personally I don't like using the term beta male, okay, or even alpha male for that matter. But it does apply to Umar. If people accepted that terminology, it does apply to Umar, even though he claims to be you can't be an alpha male living inside your own closet. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. There's no way you can get around that. You understand what I'm saying? But the other thing, Creole, is the other night I loved it. I think it was Tuesday's live or Monday's live stream. Someone said something and it's tied to the beta male thing, and they use the term dusty. I don't like using the term. I really don't. But it does apply to Umar. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that, but it does. If we accepted that term, which I do not, okay, I do not accept it. I throw it. I cast it aside. I cast it back into the darkness from which it came. But if we accepted it as for what it is, Umar would qualify as a dusty. He would qualify as a dusty beta male. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to say that again. But it's true. Okay. Let's move on. Thanks for being here, Creole Age here. Okay, let's wind this down now. Here we go.
Is it realistic to not consider plural marriage when it ain't enough heterosexual black males to go around?
Umar's not even married to one, though. It's crazy.
And I know you ain't gonna go bunny hopping on me.
No, absolutely not.
The other young lady, she's like, all right, I'm a bunny hopper right now.
That's disgusting. That's a complete ancestral violation.
I agree.
That is a complete ancestral violation. Okay. Now, where do y'all stand? Because y'all live in New York City. What is the energy in New York City surrounding Puff? Because I ain't been in New York since Puff got arrested. Is it split down the middle? Some saying free Puff, others saying throw away the key. Is it like, what's the energy around the Puff Daddy situation in New York? What are you hearing in the streets?
A lot of people say no Diddy.
A lot of people saying no Diddy, lock him up and throw away the key.
Like, I mean, I feel like I don't know. Like, I
don't really hear too much. Honestly, I mean, my circle. I mean, we're really not discussing Diddy, but
how do you feel about it?
He's guilty until he's proven guilty. Then, I really can't, speak too much.
Lay all the cards on the table and let us see.
Yeah.
I'm with you. With you. Where you standing on the presidential election at this point? Where y'all at right now? Are y'all on the Democratic Party plantation, or you picking cotton on the Republican Party plantation? Where y'all at?
I'm not picking either.
I'll feel you. Now, I got another one for y'all. Black women in particular, more than black men, you hear black women calling themselves people of color instead of black women, blending in with all the other minorities. Where do you two stand on that people of color versus I'm a black woman? Do you feel more comfortable calling yourself a woman of color? Or do you feel more why do we hear more black women calling themselves women of color instead of black women like we used to?
I think I think so too. Verbiage that's just been like made popular. I don't prefer that. I don't think it like specifies our particular demographic or needs. So I prefer being, I prefer.
Yeah, she called in before. Black women or black people. Ex-Freeman, she called in before, and Umar said, you look like Nia Long, so she back.
When they're referring to us, I think people just a lot of times use POC because it's safer. And yeah, it just depends on the context.
My last question, have y'all donated to the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy?
Here we go.
No, I haven't.
Why not?
Not
Why
yet.
the hell not? You better get on that CashApp. I don't care if you give me 2 quarters. I don't care if you give me 10 nickels. I don't care if you give me 6 dimes. You better get on that Cash App, $ FDMG School. Make sure it's
This
not a
is
fake one because they
crazy.
got like 30 fake ones up there. You
Okay.
want FDMG
Oh,
School. And you got to look
right.
close at the school because you know what the YouTubians did?
What?
They got a fake one that's FDMG SCH 0 OL. So you got to be
Oh,
careful. They got a
okay.
0 letter. So you got to make sure it's the SCH OOL.
Okay. And then also too,
What?
I have a quick question. Can you say one thing real
Talk
quick?
to me.
Can you say, what is it?
Black Queens
Black
forever.
Queens Forever?
No bunnies never.
Never.
Thank you, ladies. I appreciate
Oh,
you.
wait,
Go
one
ahead.
more thing.
Talk,
Just
talk
gotta
to me.
let you know. My friend is just, she has such a crush on
Oh
you.
my
Which
God.
one? Which
But
one?
Shit. I knew it. I knew this shit. I knew it. I just didn't want to admit it. Here we go. Here we go. It was, Carlita. It was a setup from the beginning. Damn, Nia, don't do that. No, don't do it. You already made a mistake with that guy on the Celtics. The coach that went in there, he got with that white woman, something wrong with him. But don't let that drive you to these lands. Something was wrong with him. Nothing wrong with you, Queen. Damn. Yeah, but see, that's what he do. Because he want to get them draws. That's what that is. I know. I feel bad. Let's see what happens.
right
All
here,
right.
Keisha.
Here's sweet brown
Yeah.
sugar. Sweet brown sugar.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just
Come
trying
to
to
Wilmington, Delaware, sweet brown. God, what in the world?
I just want to show y'all my hairline one more time because you might have missed it. It's kind of hard to make out these days. Umar said, come on up to Wilmington. Now, understand this. Once in Wilmington, because he don't live in Wilmington, he's staying in Philadelphia with his mama inside his mama closet. Wilmington, what's that Wilmington? He's talking about these trap bandos. He wants this woman to come up to the quote unquote school. Well, I told y'all though. I told y'all a long time ago that it was the kicking spot. Listen, I ain't gonna say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Umar didn't use that location to crush cookies before. I would not be surprised. He done crushed more cookies up there than the kid's been educated. That's a damn shame. And he gonna set this up live. That goes to show you where this mind's but I've been telling people anyway. But this shows you where his mind is, and it's always been there. This is not extraordinary. It's not. You go back to early Umar, like I said the other day, I was talking about how Umar, he would use reverse psychology. He would have a speaking engagement, and before he would even start, sometimes he would do it late at the end though too. But he would say things like, here's my number. I want y'all to go and get here's my number. And he'll read out his number, not whatever. Everybody, he repeats it all the time. But then he says, I don't want you women. It's not that kind of party. I don't want you sending me no naked or pictures or nothing like that. This reverse psychology, because that's what he wants them to do. Well, and this is a long time ago. So this is not extraordinary what we're seeing here. It's just to see it play out the way that it is played out. Because he really reeled this woman in. He was running game on her in the previous live stream from before to be covered. And then she ends up calling back in. And then now she has a crush. And so he's telling her to come up to FDMG. Well, I tell you, this guy, he ain't got no shame. I've been telling people, the point I want to make was that FDMG is nothing more than a kicking spot for old black people. Ain't got nothing to do with no kids. This whole conversation, it ain't got nothing to do with no kids. Only time he bring up FDMG is for what? Money. But now guess what? He's bringing up FDMG for what? Sex. This is y'all's principle, not mine. Let's be clear about this. He only brings up FDMG. He doesn't talk about the boys that need to be educated and what's the status is and how much money he's raised, how much money he's spent, and when the grand opening, he always changes grand opening. He ain't talking none of that talk. What is he talking about? He talking about get on your Cash App, get on your PayPal. I'll take dimes and nickels. Well, I have a video where he says I'll take pennies. I have that for members. You guys, I just released that. It's a 40-minute video to talk about the FDP timeline. It's a segment from the documentary that I'm working on. He only brings up FDMG for money, but then now he brings up FDMG because that's what's in Wilmington. He brings up FDMG to crush cookies. And now, if that's not enough for you Umar Johnson followers to realize the truth, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all can call me as many names as you want to, but you can't deal with me on intellectually when it comes to receipts. And by just viewing what has transpired in this video alone, that should be more than enough for you guys to be able to see the truth of all of this. He has no intention of opening up a school. It's a scam. And it was from the start.
Sugar, I'm treating you to lunch. In fact, both of y'all can come. I'm gonna treat both of y'all to lunch.
So you want both of them. Here we go. Umar, sweet brown sugar. You got some. I know, right? He said, yeah. See, ain't that funny? I mean, it's not even funny. But the thing is that he's talking about how he wants polygamy and all this other stuff and blah, blah, blah. But Umar, this guy don't even have a job. How are you going to support two wives and then the children are going to be born? How are you going to support all of that? And where they going to live? In your mama's closet? That's fake. Well, let me stop. This is really small. I just don't want to say too much. That's why Umar be cramped up in that corner like that. He ain't got no shame. See, let's be clear. He told, what didn't he tell them to donate? He told them to donate. Now he wants them to come to crush some sugar, some cookies, some sweet brown sugar cookies. Tori, I had to say it, some sweet brown sugar cookies. This is such a mess. This whole Umar Johnson saga is a mess. Hey, Novella, I ain't seen you in a long. No, did I see you the other day? I can't remember. I thought I ain't seen you in a little bit. What's up, James? Thanks for tuning on in. Y'all gotta stop calling this woman Nia wrong. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, like seriously.
I'm hit me up on the inbox.
Okay.
Or just
Damn. Don't do it, please. Please don't do it. I hope, please don't do it.
no, take my number. Take my number. Take my number.
Okay.
Yeah, Umar was like, my fingers. He's so happy. I'm gonna say, he was so happy. He was so excited. He was so excited. He was like, yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
Because I get too many inboxes. You ready for the number?
Using
I'm going to put y'all to work now. I'm going to put y'all to work.
Okay.
Because you know it's consciousness over cookies. I'm going to put you to work.
Absolutely.
All right. 215.
What is it?
215.
215.
989.
I know. I feel so bad.
98.
98.
Take my number.
Okay.
But that butterscotch, that warm butterscotch look nice next to that sweet brown sugar, though. That's a nice little co-wife team right there. You know, they say teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, listen,
Teamwork makes the dream work, my sister.
Right.
Ain't nothing.
What kind of freak off P. Diddy, FDMG, you and I? Let me stop. So they donate, then he takes them out to eat. Yeah, but that's, see, he's been doing that shit for a long time. He did that with the donor. He said, yeah, y'all come on out and paint. You got to donate first, and if lunch is on me. Said, wait a minute, where you get the money from to get the lunch? Oh, I got it from the donor. I got it from y'all, but I'm going to treat y'all. Umar something else. So they donate, then he takes them out to eat. If they can't figure out that they pay for their own meal, they listen. Man, though seriously, I'm concerned for Nia. I really am. It's sad because I know how Umar is, and see, this is an excellent example of what I've been talking about with Umar. It's one of my main criticisms of Umar, how he seeks to sexually exploit black women. That's one of the top. It's towards the top of his agenda. It's not like FDMG is at the top. You know, what's at the top of his agenda is to sexually exploit Black women, to get money out of them, and to crush cookies. You see, so I really am. I'm concerned about Nia. I wish there was something I could. But again, she's grown. She's gonna do what she's gonna do. I just hope and I pray, and I do mean that. I hope and I pray that she doesn't fall completely for the okie doke and end up there at them trap bandos. And then I'm just going to say it and be straight real with it and get ran through up at them bandos like that. Damn. Umar's 50 and living foul. He living so foul. Umar's foul. Any of you Umar Johnson followers, you guys want to debate me on this point right here, right now? Any of you Umar Johnson followers, I want you to come up on here and justify Umar's predatory ways towards Black women, and we can use what we just saw here as an example in real time. Here's a link. Any and all of you Umar Johnson followers, if you guys want to come up here and defend Umar on this, and I want you to verbalize and articulate how it is okay for Umar to use his platform to prey upon Black women in this way. Okay, I just put the link up there if you guys, and we can do it real quick. Ain't gonna take but a second. Okay, we ain't gonna talk about nothing else except this. Here we go.
Like a butter almond, sweet peanut butter, brown sugar, soft walnut team. That's a nice wifey team. It's a nice wifey team. Hit me up, ladies. We're gonna do lunch in Delaware.
We will.
All right,
Take care.
sweetheart. Be blessed. All right, love.
You too.
All right. Is Black queens forever? Snow bunnies never? Black queens forever? Snow bunnies never? Black queens forever? Snow bunnies never. Jacqueline going once? Jacqueline going twice?
Thanks.
Hey, Sister Jacqueline.
Hi, Dr. Umar.
My first question for you right off the top.
Yeah.
Because you have such a beautiful face, beautiful lips, beautiful
nose.
nose. Eyes are mesmerizing. Why do you
have
your own
the
hair
blonde?
on, Jacqueline, as beautiful as you are? Talk to your brother.
It's just some braids.
It's just the braids.
I have my natural in my profile picture and lots of pictures of my hair out.
Okay. I want you to go natural because you're gorgeous. You don't need that. I want you King Kong, want you natural. Okay. So where you at, Jacqueline? What city?
Where's Umar at? Where is he at? Isn't that a refrigerator? Didn't he? What in the world is going on here? I mean, there's food. Is he living there? Hold on one second. Umar, what is going on here?
A picture and lots of pictures of my hair out.
Okay. I want you to go natural because you're gorgeous. You don't need that. I want
what's a refrigerator?
King Kong wants you natural. Okay. So where you at, Jacqueline? What city?
In California.
What city? Near what big city? Give me a big city that you're close to.
Oakland.
Umar is literally drooling. This is some boy. I tell you that drugs kicking in. Turn that heat down, kicking in. He's slurring all of his words and he's drooling right now. No, this ain't his mama's house. No. This ain't his mama's house. Okay, his mama she stayed in the hood. It's a dilapidated building too. I mean let me take that back. Umar stays in a dilapidated building when he can, at the very least. That's not where he stays. See, when he flipped that phone and showed all that filth, okay, those were his living conditions. None of that's changed. So no, he's not a hotel motel someplace, but it has a refrigerator in there and there's food all in there and everything. I don't know.
Okay, you're in Oakland. Okay, you're in the Bay Area. All right. Now, how's everything going in the Bay Area? What's the toughest thing about being a Black woman in college?
Yeah, no, I have, but what I'm saying is that it looks as if it's full of food. So the point that I'm getting, I'm not disputing that it's a hotel. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's not a hotel, because that's what I said from the beginning. What I'm saying though is that there's plenty of food in there, and so that would be an indicator that he's actually been there for some time, and he's going to be there for some time. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe no. It could be, but it looks more like a hotel to me. And they do have hotel rooms that have furnishings like that too. Okay, so you're right. And I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm just saying that because it has all that food in there, it looks as if he would be there for some time.
You to go natural because you're gorgeous. You don't need that.
Mm.
I want you King Kong, want you natural.
Okay.
So where you at, Jacqueline? What city?
In California.
What city? Near what big city?
Oh,
Give me a
You hear the list, and he's drooling.
big city that you're close to.
Oakland.
Okay, you're in Oakland. Okay, you're in the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, how's everything going in the Bay Area? What's the toughest thing about being a Black woman in California's Bay Area?
I would say super multicultural here, like a really multicultural.
So they're trying to multiculturalize us out of existence there.
I mean, I guess, but I think that because it's so multicultural, there's like a lack of emphasis on here because there's so many communities to cater to. So
Okay. And how's the dating scene out there? Are you in a relationship?
There you go.
Single? What's your status? Or you in a situationship where
I'm spoken for.
Okay. Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And
see, he can't run game now. He probably gonna get her off real quick.
Since you're spoken for, we'll move on. Shout out to the king.
See that? See that? Didn't I just tell y'all? Damn. This guy, he sure did. He was like, yep, next.
Multiculturalize us out of existence there.
I mean, I guess, but I think that because it's so multicultural, there's like a lack of emphasis on here because there's so many communities to cater to. So
Okay. And how's the dating scene out there? Are you in a relationship? Single? What's your status? Or you in a situationship where
I'm spoken for.
Okay. Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And since you're spoken for, we'll move on. Shout out to the king. Where are you at on the Sean Puffy Combs?
Boy, he sure did move on quick, didn't he?
Situation.
I actually work in law. So
are you an attorney or you just work in law right
I
now?
work in law, but I'm studying.
Good for her.
Powerful.
Good for her.
Good. What's your take?
Well, I wouldn't say excited. I'm excited.
Wait a minute. You're not dating a...
No, he's very much African.
Okay, thank you. Because somebody said...
Listen, Umar's a bozo. He really is. He's such a bozo. Wait a minute. Somebody said that you're not dating a snow bunny, are you? There's a snow puppy, I think that's what he called him. Ooh, this is strong. My wife put juice with the green smoothie stuff in it. It's strong, but it's good for you. You take good care of me. I need to work on this. I look like I'm pregnant. She done got me pregnant again. Man, you know how they be doing us. They be trying to slide in, just slide in them sheets real quick, real slow. We trying to sleep, but here they come. Here they go. And we trying to sleep. Sometimes we be asleep already. Here they come. I gave it up. I gave it up. I ain't. And you know how they do. They don't want to use the protection because they say they don't feel the same and all. Hey, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. It's the same old shit. These women, y'all need to stop. Okay. Well, and you guys know how men, you know how they be talking. They be running that game. Well, I'm gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull out. No, I promise. And you see what happened. These women, you women need to cut it out. y'all need to stop. Okay,
They thought it was a bunny. Okay,
No.
good.
No. But I'm interested to see how the trial goes and the precedents that it'll set for future cases like in the music industry.
Okay.
I am of the personal opinion that I believe that he is guilty. I don't believe. Let me dial back. Just judging from, and I used to live in Atlanta. I went to an HBCU, and one of the things that I had was, I don't want to disclose it, but it was very close to that camp, and just from the things.
You're right. Can't do his usual stereotypical. Yeah, you're right about that. He has a whole scheme going. But this young lady, obviously, she's intelligent. She wants to become a lawyer. She's going to be let me say it phrase another way. She will become a lawyer. She's living her best life, but he can't run that stereotypical classification game that he does with these other black women. See? So good for her. I think Van said, Lenore, being that you're a fellow Californian African, what? Californian African, is it just me? Or do you also get more annoyed to see somebody from Cali following this guy? Yeah, I do. Or when he mentions any city, and especially in Southern California or in Oakland, because I met my wife in Oakland. So if he mentions Oakland, if he mentions Los Angeles, if he mentions San Diego, especially when he mentions San Diego, it annoys the shit out of me because he's such. I mean, I know it shouldn't matter because it's not as if people in Texas or people in here I go. People in Texas and people in Florida and my Africans in New York and my Africans in Kansas and my Africans. It's not as if they're not being exploited by Umar and that it's because they are, that it's somehow less significant and that it should be less significant. But for whatever reason, when it comes to California, it annoys me more, you know. But hey, you know, it is what it is. I ain't gonna say that it doesn't annoy me more, you know. There's and I ran into it recently in my research. And I don't mean to be sitting back like this, but we chilling. We almost done too, by the way. But recently in my research, I ran into this video of Umar speaking at the World Beat Center in San Diego. And he was talking reckless and talking crazy. And it just bothered the mess out of me. You know, there's videos where he's in Los Angeles that I've run into, and it just bothers the mess out of me. You know, the same thing with Oakland. And it shouldn't. I mean, it still bothers me when he's doing it in other places, but for whatever reason, when he's in California, I don't like it at all. And then to see people follow this guy, you know, the truth is, I think I don't have any power or control, and you don't either, or anyone else in the Cook Crush chat. We don't have any power or control over who follows Umar. You know, and I don't even think that it's our place to dictate to people who they should be following, because I've never done that either. My goal is to provide people with the information, the receipts, the facts about Umar, so that they can make an educated decision as to whether or not supporting or defending Umar or following Umar is in their best interest. And then at the end of the day, it's up to them. Same thing with Nia. Like, I would hope that she doesn't go up there and get caught up with Umar, but at the end of the day, it's her decision. See, I would like for her to be safe and not, excuse me, not get caught up with Umar and not get sexually exploited by Umar. I would like to see that. But at the end of the day, that's something that I don't have any control over, you know? And Umar, he's such a huge problem. He really is. And he's traveled the whole world manipulating and exploiting black people. He don't do it to white people, but he does it to black people. And I'll guarantee you, any of you guys here in the Cook Crush chat, if you knew that he was coming to your city and you saw a video come up at a certain point on YouTube and you watched it, it would probably bother you a little bit more because he's in your city running this school scam game and this pimp game, because that's really what it comes down to. He's such a charlatan. See, real quick, then we're going to close out. And thanks, I spent for the super chat. There's different levels to these charlatans and these scam artists, and people call them grifters. There's different levels to this. It just depends on what's their motivating factors. The factors are the thing with Umar is that he has quite a few motivating factors, and all of them are impactful. You know, in terms of black people, one of his motivating factors is to sexually exploit black women, to crush cookies, and it has profound ramifications in the lives of a lot of these women who get caught up with Umar. See, some of these women, you know, they're baby mamas now. See what I'm saying? He got the bumpity bump too. So there's no telling what else is taking place, you know, in the aftermath of all of this. So that's one of his motivating factors, but that's not the motivating factor for all of these charlatans and scam artists. You know, like as an example, someone like Jay Morrison, I don't think that that's a motivating factor for him. I do think that money is ultimately the motivating factor, but money for Umar is also a motivating factor. See, another one of the motivating factors for Umar, it's about the attention that he receives. You know, Jay Morrison too, but the sexual exploitation part, that's huge for Umar. Sexual exploitation for Polite, that was a major motivating factor for him. Money was as well. But you see that how we can start to see how, you know, there's some correlations between these types of individuals. But see, the thing with Umar is that Umar brings to the table someone who has education and degrees and quote unquote allegedly a certifications. His certifications would have expired. All of them would have expired by now. That's why you can't find any documentation online that he's current on the certifications. He still says that he's certified, but there's no proof or evidence of that online. But the point being is that he's unique because he's able to leverage his education, even though it's non-functional in the real world. He's able to leverage that against Black people while pushing this idea of quote unquote Pan-Africanism, which is really a derivative from Marcus Garvey. He's a plagiarist. He's stolen. Umar does not have a single independent thought or idea or concept that stands on its own, derived from him, that makes sense. Not one. FDMG, there's plenty of examples of FDMG types of schools, and some that have existed, some that still exist, etc. See, his whole lecture on the war, the war against Black boys, that's sourced from Kwana Kunjufis. It's called the something to the effect of the destruction of what was it? Hold on one second. Dr. Kwana Kunjufu. Because I read those when I was in college in 1993. The countering the conspiracy to destroy Black boys. That's where he sources a lot of that from. He sources a lot from Amos Wilson. The whole thing from Dr. Joy DeGruy of the post-traumatic slavery disease or disorder. He sources that from her. He has lectures where he's talking about like it's his own shit. None of that is his. He's a charlatan. See, but see, to get back to the point, and this gets back to what Iceman Van, what we were talking about earlier. Umar, he will take what he needs to take in order to leverage it against Black people, in order to manipulate them in such a way to where he can exploit resources, financial resources. I don't want to say it this way, but in his mind, this is how he thinks. Sexual resources, financial resources, sexual resources, resources in terms of a place to stay, to have food, to have room and board. See, that's not what Jay Morrison was doing. He wasn't trying to, trying to find rental hotel, motel rooms every single night. That's not what he's doing. So there's different levels to this. Umar is exceptionally dangerous in these regards because the motivating factors have the biggest impact on Black people, especially the sexual exploitation part. Okay. Real quick before we close out, I got to mention this. I talked about this. I think it was yesterday. I was talking about how Umar, even in earlier videos, he used to say things like he would give out his number and then he would tell the audience and sisters, don't send me no naked pictures. And that's reverse psychology, because what he's doing, he's planting the seed in them to send him naked pictures. And then some of them would. There's been times where he's on the phone and he says, oh, someone just sent me a naked picture. Okay. What I'm saying is that he's used his understanding in terms of psychology as a tool against Black people to get people to do things, even though he says he doesn't want them to, but he wants them to do it. Now, listen to this. So, and I'm going to paraphrase. This person said that Umar came to speak, and I believe it too, that he came to speak at their high school. And it was probably something like a high school graduation or something like that. And they said that you're absolutely right, Lenon, when you talk about Umar and the psychology aspect of this. And I'm paraphrasing how he would say things that he doesn't want people to do, but he really wants them to do it. And he says, I remember that when he came to speak, he actually told the women there, he said, he gave out his number and said, don't send me any naked pictures. He'll say things like that, or he'll say something like, it's not that kind of party, sisters. No, that's the kind of party he wants. That's what he wants. He wants them to send that. But it goes to show you how manipulative Umar is. He's the great deceiver. Okay? So going back to what you're saying, Iceman Vamp, as we close this out, Lenon, being that you're a fellow Californian African, is it just me, or do you also get more annoyed to see somebody from Cali following this guy? Yes, I do. I get annoyed. I get annoyed in particular when it's people from California, because I just don't want to see it. But the truth is that Umar's impact, his negative impact, is far-reaching, and in particular, it has a lot to do with the fact that his motivating factors, why he does what he does, are far-reaching, and they have the greatest impact on Black people. And it has a huge impact on these single Black mothers that he runs through. So I sincerely hope that Nia doesn't get caught up in that foolishness. I sincerely hope so, that she doesn't. Okay. Okay, thanks for the super chat. Let me just play a little bit. Let's go another 5 minutes. I'll just let it play, and then we'll close this live stream out. Here we go.
I heard from the people I spoke to, there's a reputation of him already within our own community, even before all of the noise. And judging by the complaint, Cassie's complaint, all of the different complaints that gone out, while I do think that the volume of complaints that have gone in there, obviously there's going to be some people in there that are lying and trying to get a cash grab. I think there's substantial enough evidence to notice within our own community that he's a harm within our own community.
He's a harm to the community. Yeah. Let me ask you a question, and you may very well be right, so I can't dispute that. I don't know Sean Combs personally, but here's a question I have for you. Let's say Sean Combs is a harm to the community. What about all the thousands of Roman Catholic preachers who have molested Black children in our neighborhood through the Roman Catholic?
This is what you call diversionary tactics. This is a tactic that Umar teaches and mind controls his followers to have. And so when you talk about Umar, they'll divert away and talk about something else. And they say, what about the Catholic Church? What about the Black church? What about this? What about that? Because they don't want to deal with the specific topic that you're dealing with. In this case, P. Diddy. Umar is a P. Diddy defender and apologist. Okay. But for Umar Johnson followers, they don't want to deal with the fact that Umar is a scammer. He's a charlatan. He's a misogynist. Okay. He's sexist, and et cetera, et cetera. So what they will do is they will say, yeah, but what about the Black church? Or what about what white people are doing, or what are you doing to help the Black community, or where's your school, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what Umar Johnson is doing here. This is what he teaches by proxy. He teaches this to his followers, and they are so many of them, not many, some of them are mind controlled to where, and you try to have a conversation about this. This is exactly what they would do. You have a conversation about Umar, critical conversation, criticize him. This is exactly what they would do, because that's exactly what Umar does.
Let me dial back. Just judging from, and I used to live in Atlanta.
In helping the
on Combs case, there are intersections of racism within the structure of who we go after.
Let me just skip through here.
And seeing to it that justice is served to them.
Yeah.
Here's the list. He's so high.
When you were talking about justice in the context of government justice, right?
You're not saying that Puffy should be the scapegoat of 50 years of a hip hop music genre that has pervaded largely, miscegenation through its music. You wouldn't make Puffy the scapegoat for that, would you? Because a lot of Bad Boy's music, although probably not positive, it wasn't as hardcore and raunchy as what we see in a lot of popular gangster rap.
Yeah, that's irrelevant though. That has nothing to do with Puff Daddy and the charges that anyway.
It was more crossover type music, if you would.
I see your point, Umar. Anyway.
I definitely agree. I don't think he was like the worst of the worst, but when I'm talking about holding him accountable for that, I mean,
yeah, but Umar doesn't want to listen. I said this before, Saw 232. It amazes me that Umar, if there is a celebrity out there that Umar is jealous of or he does not like, he goes on a massive campaign to criticize them and demean them and disrespect them. We can run down a whole list. Okay, I'll give you 5 off the top of my head. Okay, just 5. Jalen Rose, Kobe Bryant, Mike Tyson, Barack Obama. Was that 4? Michael Eric Dyson. That's 5. I give you another 5. What's the this is more recent. Shannon Sharp. Stephen A. Smith. I don't really care for Stephen A. Smith, though, but I'm gonna throw him in there. Stephen A. Smith. Michael Jackson. There's been times where he's criticized, especially when it comes to anything dealing with Snow Bunny or white women. Umar, he will disparage over and over again, and he would talk all kind of craziness. What is that? 8. Let me give you 2 more. Will Smith. And I'm specifically giving examples of black men. Okay, I can give, there's women I can throw in there too, but I'm giving specific examples for black men. Let me give you one more. Jesse Jackson. Right, he's gone after Martin Luther King too. But anyway, also he's gone. He detests W.E.B. Du Bois. He'll say some things positive at times, but most of the time he's very, because he considers Du Bois to be part of the Negro elite or the bourgeoisie, but really a source from Du Bois' beef, quote unquote beef, with Marcus Garvey, and because Marcus Garvey is like Umar Johnson's idol. Marcus Garvey and Frederick Douglass. Okay, now real quick before we really start to close this out, I gave 10 examples just off the top of my head. There's literally over 100 that we can actually come up with within a matter of 5 minutes. Okay, we actually put together a list already of some of the images of black men. But the thing is that if they are not, in point of fact, an abuser, Umar will criticize them. Some of them, he used to criticize them when the information wasn't out there that they were abusers. But as soon as information drops that they are abusers, and in particular abusers of black women, and women in general, but black women in particular, Umar now begins to defend them. Think about that for a moment. I've heard him defend Yee recently, but we can go back 4 or 5, not even 4, 3 years ago, and he was criticizing Yee. He's Snow Bunny this, Snow Bunny that. As soon as they get hemmed up with some charges dealing with sexual assault or any level of abuse of women, Umar now begins to defend them. What does that say about Umar? People really need to think about that. That's incredible to me. Everything prior to that, he will criticize over and over LeBron James' son, et cetera, et cetera. But as soon as someone gets hemmed up and get caught up, and there's clear evidence that there's stuff going on with P. Diddy, y'all got to cut it out. I'm not saying y'all, but you know what I'm saying? As soon as now all of a sudden Umar wants to defend. If you guys remember, prior to that videotape coming out with Cassie, what was Umar saying about Cassie? Oh, she's trying to get money out of him and blah, blah, blah. And there's no receipts. But he always does that. Then the video comes out. Then what, see? Listen, real quick. The video of P. Diddy physically assaulting Cassie was more than enough for any person to dismiss P. Diddy as someone worthy of being defended on any level, period. Okay, I've seen far worse in my life in person, so I wasn't as shocked by what I saw, but I knew enough. I have enough damn sense to say, hey, listen, that's all I need to see. But even after that, Umar's still defending P. Diddy to this day. Wannabe Mystic says, one thing I've noticed about Dr. Umar is how much he hates on a subconscious level the positive image of black men who are in powerful positions that he thinks he deserves. Yeah. See, Umar is narcissistic. He wants to be the center of attention. He wants to be what he even calls the HNIC. I have a video where he's talking about that. Yeah, and he's really just projecting because he's talking about himself. Umar has to be at the forefront in his own mind. He believes that he should have that position, but Umar doesn't have the skill set to do anything. Umar he's a loser. Well, I don't mean to say it that way because that's too harsh, but he loses. He doesn't have his own job. He's not in his own profession. He's not operating as a professional to any capacity. He lives inside his mama's closet. He got baby mama. He's been on child support for over 20 years and has a docket that has over 84 entries. He's always online begging for things. He's always saying, I need. He sexually exploits black women. He uses his platform to have women call in so they can come up there to meet him at the school, what he calls a school up there in Trap Battles, FDMG, Family Money Gone. What was the other one? ADHD. I done forgot it already. I should have wrote it down. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch this so I can write it down next time. Umar is a failure. It doesn't mean that he can't win, but he's a failure. He's a perpetual failure, but he still in his own mind believes that he should be in that position of power. That's why he had so much hatred towards Barack Obama. You guys would be amazed at how much shit he talked about Barack Obama. And see, the question would be, well, Umar, what are you doing? He's just a shit talker and a complainer. And whatever criticism he may have, it's like this guy, he was talking about Barack Obama. He says, well, he's a quadroon. I said, well, really? Why would you talk about that, about another? But see, understand that his criticism, where it comes from, is a place of deep-seated hatred and deep-seated jealousy. See, I was thinking about this the other day. There's nothing wrong with criticism, and I've had my fair share of criticism, but there are people who their intent is not simply to criticize. Their intent is simply to cause harm and to disparage. And it's a psychopathic type of behavior. That's why I'm very careful. You know, if I'm wrong on something, I'll come back and I'll correct myself. See, I was wrong on the Marcus Garvey thing, and I'll apologize for that again. I've been wrong several times. You guys know that. I always come up here with at least, you know, I'm humble enough to come up here and say, hey, listen, I was wrong on that, and I apologize. See, but that just goes to show you a different orientation. I'm not up here trying to disparage Umar or anyone else simply to cause harm. That's not it at all. See, Umar is the person who's causing harm. I'm trying to protect people from being harmed by Umar. It's really that simple. But see, if you come at anything dealing with criticism of anyone, if you're coming at it from a space that you're simply angry, or you're hateful or vengeful, or in some cases jealous, and you simply want to cause harm, it's not going to end well. Karma is serious. You know, it's so very serious in these regards. But see, Umar, when he talks about Black people in particular, like you're saying, Black men who are in powerful positions, Black men who are successful, Black men who will be considered to be the cream of the crop in their profession, sports athletes, entertainers, whatever. It could be lawyers too, whatever. If you hear Umar talk about them, it's really coming from a place of jealousy and hatred, deep-seated hatred. Because at the end of the day, Umar knows that where he's going to end up is right back inside of his mama's closet at the age of 50. Damn. That's why he does that. See, and it's counterproductive, because if you spend all your time hating and coming from a vengeful place and hatred and jealousy, if that's what you're doing it for, LeBron James ain't got no school. He ain't got no, Umar. He does have a school. You don't have a school. You see what I'm saying? He always attacks the Black men who have their own schools, or they've invested, or they've supported schools, etc. He always comes up with something to disparage them. Why? Because he's jealous, because he can't do shit himself. He's been talking about opening up FDMG and conceptualizing it in 2005. It's been 19 years, and he's still sitting on these trap bandos. These trap bandos got ADHD. That's why he does it. Because he has deep-seated hatred. And really what it is a sense of inadequacy. Because when he looks at all of these successful Black men, he sees in himself the utter failure that he has become. And instead of rectifying that, and he can do it. Shit, I've done it with 5 kids and a wife. He can do it. But instead of doing that and doing the work, the real work, not getting up here talking about we working, and you sit there collecting money for a school that does not exist, and running game on these Black women and trying to crush cookies and get that peach cobbler, as he says. Instead of doing the real work, Umar, what does he do? He just turns all of his feelings of being inadequate and all of the sense of failure, he'll redirect that to disparage other Black men who are far more successful in life than he is. And it's not just Black men, he does it to Black women too. Naomi Osaka, Venus Williams, the list goes on and on and on. People who in their early 20s are far more successful than Umar will ever be, and he's 50. But he still takes shots. But at the end of the day, he wants to be in those positions of power and success, and he feels like he deserves it. But he listen, if he did the work, if he was consistent with it, if he actually contributed to society in a positive way outside of running his mouth, then yeah, he may receive that level of acclaim. But right now, he's nothing more than a social media influencer, as someone said yesterday. It is so very true. That's why he attacks people, because he knows when he looks in the mirror after he done walked out of his mama's closet, because there's probably a mirror on the floor. I'm sorry. He looked down at that mirror, and he realizes that he's not in a position in life where he would deserve any of that. So he takes it out on the people who are in those positions, and he's done that consistently. Okay. But it all comes from a place of hatred, a deep-seated hatred and jealousy and envy. And guess what? That's what Umar says that everyone else who's criticizing him is doing. And that's what you call projecting. This is such a very important point. I've spoken on this in the past too. It's very disturbing, but it's very, very true. Okay. And thanks, want to be Mystic. If you guys want to listen to Umar, 90% of what he says when he talks about black people is negative. And I'm going to tell you something, and as we close out, because I talked about that towards the beginning of this live stream. If you guys notice the trajectory of Umar in terms of his speaking, he's gotten more and more negative. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, because as he gets older, he's not going to have the physical dexterity to be on the road doing all these speaking engagements. He's going to spend more and more time online. He's already online all the time anyway. He spends more and more time online. He'll do easy things like when they come and interview him. And they'll fly him out and they'll put him in a hotel. But I'm talking about, lecturing and lugging around stuff and luggage and all that kind of stuff. No, it'd be more like quick hits here, quick hit here. And then because he's going to have to become more sedentary. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because there are other people who were, quote unquote, in the black conscious space, or who were considered to have these levels of esteem, and they were elders, and they were exploited because as they got older, what they began to do was disparage black people more and more and more. And that's precisely what Umar is. He's the next in line for that. Mark my words. He's the next in line. He'll be the next person that'll be on these platforms talking shit about black people over and over again, not having much of anything to say that's positive. He's already on that path at the age of 50. Whereas these other people, they're in their 60s. Some cases they were in their 70s. Some of them passed away by now. But I'm telling you guys right now, that's where he's going to end up as this continues to progress or regress. Okay. All right. Thank you for the super chat. That was a wannabe mystic. Okay. Let's do this. Let's take literally 5 more minutes, and I'm just going to let it play, and then we'll close this live stream out. Okay, thank you so much. If you guys have not voted in the poll, let me look at the numbers real quick. The question is, do you think that a so-called black leader should be sexually exploiting black women? 90% said no, and 10% say yes. And of course, I say no with fervor. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end that poll right now. And thank everyone who has voted. Now, if you haven't hit the like button and you're enjoying the show, or you enjoyed the show, please go ahead and do so right now. We're going to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Let this play. I'll let this play for 5 minutes, and I'm going to keep it down on the clock. Here we go.
Within an inter-community context, okay. Maybe he's the starter for that conversation, but there's a bigger conversation that needs to be had. And I think even just like the culture that they fed into, the drugs, the parties, while he may not have been the component of that music, we have to look at how much of that music he was involved in, all the music he was pushing, how central he was in feeding the culture, bringing all these people together. Because whether or not, well, we'll let the trial.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
And very great commentary, by the way. What percentage of the energy black people are given the Puffy trial with regard to condemning him and wanting to throw away the key? Let's say black women. What percentage would you say is directly attributable to self-hatred and the love of seeing black people fall from grace? Would you say that all the energy being directed from our community towards Puff is purely based on a thirst for justice? Or do you see Willie Lynch at play?
He knows how he's trying to turn this around, and he does not want to acknowledge the fact that P. Diddy, what he's done and what he has done for over 2 decades, is nefarious in nature. Instead, even the way that the questions that he's asking, it's as if he's defending P. Diddy in the first place. Crazy.
Somewhere in this, and if so, what percentage of the energy would you attribute to self-hate and black people's tendency to want to see each other fall from grace?
It would be, honestly, it'd be ingenuine of me to give you a percentage, because I would need to see, I would need more research. Okay. But what I think that there's a bigger, there's some truth to that. There's some truth to black people wanting to see each other fail, right? And liking that. But I also think that in a wider context of our culture, I think that there's a as an obsession with celebrity. We could even see that like that permeating through different parts of culture. Like, example, just in religion, like the most popular pastors aren't the best pastors, they're the pastors that are the most popular, you know. And we're so
Okay, let me skip through.
all about somebody there.
Because I'm a man, so I can't even begin to understand that type of pressure, that type of pain, that type of shame.
Mm-hmm.
Help me understand this. You had about, hypothetically, you had 10 years
Mm-hmm.
to bring this to criminal court where your aggressor could have been locked behind bars.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to go through the rape kit.
Okay, I'll do it real quick.
You
Then we'll
still
close
have
out.
to go through the multiple interviews.
Mm-hmm.
You still have to go through the scrutiny. You let that go
Mm-hmm.
for him to really be held accountable for what he did. You let that go. And then you wait until it goes into the time period for civil case.
Mm-hmm.
You still got to do the rape kit. You still got to do the investigation. You still got to face the scrutiny. In other words, you go through the
I got to
exact
hold up
same
real quick.
process, albeit you're doing it later. So I do understand what you're saying. She needed time to process and prepare herself. I do understand that. But if you're going through the same thing all over again, how is getting money for sex assault going to make you feel better than the perpetrator being locked behind bars? Will money?
Clearly, Umar does not understand some basics of the legal system. He also, it's clear to me, he doesn't understand what's unfolded with this case. Understand that what Cassie filing suit, what it really did was it opened up the floodgates, and it's not uncommon because remember what happened with Bill Cosby. The same thing happened. It's not like people did not say anything in the past. It's just that once a particular person came out to speak about it, it opened up the floodgates, and that's what happened with the P. Diddy situation with Cassie. People knew a long time ago that P. Diddy was into some freak off type of stuff. Now you can play videos where he's with Usher's giving interviews about how he was in P. Diddy's custody, and then Justin Bieber. There's videos that have resurfaced some crazy stuff. You guys seen this stuff? See, all of the information has been out there. There's other people that's been talking about this too for a long time. Like Gene Deal was talking about it years ago, but 50 Cent was talking about it, and he's been going at P. Diddy for I don't know how long. So it's not as if it's all of a sudden. That's not it. What it is that when Cassie brings her suit and all of the allegations there, and P. Diddy settles so quickly, it opens up the floodgates because now more people are more confident. It's like, wait a minute, if he's going to do this with her, then let me go ahead and bring my story. And it's not like they didn't want to do it in the past. It's just it just takes one person. But the point is that it's not just one person. It takes a slew of events because the truth of the matter is that information was out there prior. There was information and people had been talking about P. Diddy and how he was exploiting people in the entertainment industry going back decades. And it's not just P. Diddy. There's plenty of other people that have been involved. I used to talk about, listen, I used to talk about this topic when I was in the conspiracy theory paradigm. I used to talk about this shit all the time. Yeah, I remember I used to do these documentaries and I was talking about conspiracy theories, especially dealing with the entertainment industry and music videos and et cetera. A lot of that stuff, now again, I lost my mind. I have to admit that I went overboard. But a lot of that shit that I was talking about, it actually was proven to be true. And P. Diddy is another example of that. It's really that simple. See? But it's clear to me that Umar, in his need to defend this predator and this sexual deviant and this abuser named P. Diddy, he's acting as if this all happened simply because Cassie, and it's just about money. There's plenty of things that happened prior to that. There's plenty of people that were making comments about this, and there's videos that people can go look at in retrospect that took place way before Cassie came out to talk about this, that will indicate that there was stuff going on of a sexual nature that was inappropriate, dealing with not just women but with men, Justin Bieber too, when it comes to P. Diddy. But Umar has to defend the abuser. He has a history of defending the abusers, and I'm going to point that out inside the documentary. I'm sorry for talking so long. Let me let this go for 2 more minutes and we're going to close out. Here we go.
make you feel justice was served more than the perpetrator actually being locked up in jail? Help me understand how money can be a better price to pay than prison time.
Well, let me tell you this. Money was the same reason why he felt empowered to do that to her. So I can't think of anything more empowering to take that back.
So you would, so I'm still free. I'm not going to jail. I'm a billionaire. I'm a multi-millionaire. I give you 20, 30, 40 million dollars. I'm still living my best life because I can afford it.
No, wait a minute, Umar. That's not how things happen. See, listen. I'm going to say something here, and you guys are going to be like, Lennon, you're a conspiracy theorist. Okay. I believe that the feds already had information on P. Diddy prior to Cassie even filing suit. It's not like someone all of a sudden the night before starts, they're going through this process of filing suit, and then the next day they file the suit. That's not how this works. I believe that Cassie was sitting on that information, and I mean, it could be years prior. She had already sought counsel. Years prior, she had already put together at least the fundamentals of the suit. And as time progresses, as she gets closer to actually filing this suit, there's other information that was being distributed in not just in the entertainment industry, but also to law enforcement, including the feds. See okay, sounds like conspiracy theory. I believe that the feds already knew that she was going to file that suit, and that the suit was really a matter, really what it functioned as a way to open up the door slightly in order for further investigations or even ongoing investigations to be elevated, but then more investigations can take place. Think about this for a moment. Inside of her filing, she talked about how she was beat up on by P. Diddy at a specific hotel in Los Angeles, right? Well, then how is it that within the course of a year, there's the video that surfaces of that exact event? In other words, it's just not like she comes out and she does this, and then all of a sudden she files suit, and then all of a sudden everything just collapses on P. Diddy. No, in my opinion, I think that was part of the process. That she was someone that was dealing with closely and intimately with P. Diddy for over a decade, and that she had been abused for over a decade, and that if she was able to present this information in the form, what it does is just opens up the door. It opens up the door for further investigations, heightened investigations, new investigations, and other people who are able to come forward too, because they feel they have more courage now, or they feel more secure and safe in order to do it because of what Cassie did. But don't you guys think I shouldn't say it that way. People should not think for a moment that the feds didn't already have eyes on this. They could have been looking into this shit a decade ago. But Umar, he has to play it off like he's playing off because he always defends the abuser. One more minute, then we're going to be done. I'm running my mouth. There we go.
And you feel that is a better example of justice being served than this man actually going to jail and being put behind bars?
Well, the legal system doesn't. She can't. Of course, she'd probably love to see him in jail, but that's not.
But she could have.
And let me cook Dr. Umar.
Let her talk, boy.
So, one, she is, because she was brave enough to tell her story, which led to other people telling her story, which led to
Renee.
Now the feds getting involved. So I would say Cassie got.
That's exactly what I was just saying. This young lady's smart too. Good for her. You're gonna do well. Go ahead. You're gonna be a lawyer.
Money,
Go.
and she get to see the man in jail. So to me, Cassie won, right?
Mm-hmm.
But remember, his Fed indictment has nothing to do with the Cassie.
I know.
No, wait a minute though. The Fed indictment, they can still call her as a witness. Come on now, Umar. Boy,
he's still in jail, and she was definitely a proponent, and the feds wanted to take a look at it, especially with that videotape of him coming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that for one, and for two, in terms of like would money, of course it would never do that. If your child gets murdered and you go to jail and somebody getting 15 years because of their own trauma that they went through in their life that caused them to be a murderer, would that give you justice? No, it wouldn't. But I think the release of being able to tell your story, also too with the fact of how major he was, and so many people who are around them and who are witnessing what's going on, and for having to feel so powerless for so long, for the money from her from her music not being had, from him stringing her along and using his power to be like, I'm going to get you a career, I'm going to get you everything you wanted, all the years of having to be in rehab for all the drug abuse that he's put her on. I think that money would do her very well. And I think that the money is helpful, but I think it's symbolic of power, because that same, like I said earlier, that same money that she's getting was the same money that he held over her head, so she could be the little fine thing on his arm to the whole music industry. So I would say that there's underneath the constraints of the United States justice system, there's no way that there's possibility for a victim to get 100% justice because your sexual integrity is gone, the person that was killed is gone. We can't bring that back. But I think that the reward is symbolic of something bigger, personally. So I would say
Gotcha.
Yeah, we I don't even want to hear Umar's ass. We're gonna leave it right there. Good. She gonna do well. She gonna do well. Plus, she has the patience to deal with this clown. Okay. Listen, young lady, you from Cali? At least you live there. Listen, if you happen to see this video, you stay on your path. Don't waste your time with this clown up here, because he's always going to defend the abuser. He has a history of defending the abusers. Bill Cosby, P. Diddy, R. Kelly. There's this other guy, I can't remember his name right now, is a younger guy, Umar, he defended him too. He got 25 years to life. What was he played in a remake of the movie, it was with Halle Berry, not Shaft. I can't remember what it was called. Anyway, he defended him too. There's other people too, but anyway, he always defends the abusers. Okay. Once charges are brought up of this nature, he will defend them. But prior to that, he will criticize them, okay? Including P. Diddy. Okay? All right. Real quick, Umar has a history of this, of blaming the victim, and he's supposed to be a psychologist. He's supposed to be a therapist. No, he's not a therapist. He's not a psychologist. What he is he's a social media influencer who has a predisposition to defend abusers at any cost. Okay? And that in and of itself is more than enough for anyone to be able to look at Umar critically and say that this is not the type of person that I want to be following, that or someone that I would be supporting, or someone that I would be defending. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat as well. Thanks everyone for tuning on in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks to our mods for handling business today. Thanks to everyone inside the Cookie Crush chat. Tomorrow, I want to do a live stream. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do it or not. We did 3 this week. I was trying to make up for last because I was gone for like 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. If I do something, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to do it earlier on in the day, and it wouldn't be something that is long. But don't hold me to it. I want to thank everyone so much for tuning on in. I hope you guys have enjoyed these live streams. I want to wish everyone a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. And please, don't eat popcorn while watching Umar.
Bell, the bottom bell, collar for the dreaming. The rust step of this bed, that did the hoops screaming. Did it from money and alcohol, the feed of the best five ball and jump, and so the body, the rhythm died. That's right. He's a low man. Like a slow jam. It's West Side, so you know that I'm bad down to no man. So them dance, put it up on beat from Dre. To the roof of the leg. From Oakland to West Side. The back down. Show me love. Inside about it. West Side.
Right. And on that note, thank y'all again for tuning on in. Please enjoy the rest of Eating Good Crush Chat. It's undefeated. Love y'all. Take care. Peace.